Sports Radio, where fantasy football championships are won. Channel 87, in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Deep breath, we'll be fine. Trust the process.
Historic hockey moments.
Mr. Hockey's final NHL goal, April 9th, 1980, the Hartford Whalers at the Montreal Canadiens.
Howe over the line to his father, son to father, backhand shot, they score! Number 9, Father Howe. And they're going to give him a standing ovation here in the Montreal Forum. A tremendous tribute to one of the most amazing athletes in any sport.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the great one Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does! He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 10th, 1982, the miracle on Manchester. Game 3 heading into the 3rd between the heavily favored Edmonton Oilers, who were up 5-0 over the underdog LA Kings.
Shot by Evans, he's gone! The Kings have taken the lead in the series. They came from behind to win it in overtime, 6-5.
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
A Garden matinee today as the Rangers host the Philadelphia Flyers. Welcome back to New York Rangers Game Night. Pat O'Keefe with you, getting you set for puck drop just after the bottom of the hour. Dave Starman on the call this afternoon along with Alex Faust, joined by Dave now. You know, Dave, it's always great to see a young player get an opportunity, come up, make his mark. How much of a lift did the Rangers get from Gabe Perreault in his first NHL goal in a game they really needed the other night?
Well, they certainly got a huge boost out of Perreault being in the lineup, but I think that where Perreault was in the lineup actually provided more of the boost than anything. And I like what Mike Sullivan talked about in terms of not putting him in the top 6 this time around, because he was a little bit overwhelmed at some of the matchups that he had in the last go-around. Now, I was with Montreal when we drafted Jesper Kotkaniemi 3rd overall a few years back, and I remember the big talk of Montreal was, we can't necessarily put this guy in the top 3 right away, because if it doesn't work, this is too big a media market, hockey savvy, and it might set him back a little bit. And for Perreault, it's kind of the same philosophy of move him down the lineup a little bit, let him play with a really good play driver and possession driver, like a guy like Noah Lamba, and you put him with a couple of guys who are younger, so there's no fear in handling the puck a little bit more and not worrying about deferring to the established veterans. So for a lot of reasons, Perreault's placement in the lineup was really good.
It feels like it's still pretty early in the season, but if you look at the standings, we're almost halfway there. And I know you look at the standings and know that the Eastern Conference is as crowded as ever. Rangers are squarely in the mix. But when you look at a game like today against a team that you're directly competing against for those precious playoff spots, how important is a game like this?
So I'll put this out there for all New Yorkers to really understand this analogy. Imagine you're sitting on a Long Island Expressway, you're in massive traffic, and you're in a rush to get somewhere, and all of a sudden a lane opens up or a spot opens up where you could jump 3-4 cars ahead real quick. This is what the Rangers are looking at for today's game. They are in this massive traffic mess of a lot of teams that are all getting loser points from games going to overtime left and right, and now it's a matter of, can you get 2 points? Can you jump those 2-3 cars ahead and manage to put some distance between you and what's trailing you by not only winning games, but by winning games in regulation? So I think the mantra is there. Get it done in 60 if you're playing against these Eastern Conference teams, because you can't keep giving away the points.
I love that analogy, Dave, especially since a large portion of our audience right now is probably sitting in that traffic on the LIE.
I know
Dave,
it.
Let's get to your goalie matchup. It is brought to you by the Macallan Double Cast 12-year-old single malt scotch.
Samuel Erson's going to start for the Philadelphia Flyers. He's 5-4-3 with a real good 2.41 goals against average and a .910 save percentage. He is well established on the international scene. He's played for the Swedes and a couple of World Championships, played in the 2019 World Junior Championships, and he is steady, he's solid, he's no frills, but he manages to hold on to pucks. That's what makes him a really solid goaltender. Igor Shesterkin is in for New York. I thought he was a real underlying key for the Rangers in their game in St. Louis. And one thing that we talked about on the air, Alex and I, was his goalie gaps were great. He was explosive off the posts. He was cutting down space between himself and point-blank shots. I thought he was so dialed in St. Louis. It was as good as he looked, I thought, all year.
Gave the Rangers a chance for those 2 points. The goalie matchup is brought to you by the Macallan Double Cash 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey, the perfect balance of American and European sherry-seasoned oak casks. 2 worlds, 1 Macallan, imported by Edrington Americas. Please enjoy responsibly. All right, you got those 2 big points out there again this afternoon. Dave, what are your keys for the Rangers?
I think for the Rangers, you got to be all in early. These afternoon games can take on a lot of different dynamics, but it's holiday time. It's going to be a great crowd in here, so I really think the more energy that they come out with early on, the better it's going to be for them, because then they can start to feed off the crowd, which is kind of step number 2. So they go hand in hand. Take control of this game early. Be aggressive. Be physical. Get the crowd in and get a lead. Make the Flyers chase. That, to me, I think is part. And the other part of it is this. Fred Shero, who coached both of these teams, the legendary Fred Shero, once said, when there's a loose puck, get there first and get there in a bad mood. And I think for the Rangers, they did a lot of that in St. Louis, and that needs to continue. Playing with snarl in their game, establishing that ground game, making sure they're in on the Flyers D. It's a patchwork lineup, so the more aggressive and physical and chaotic they make the defensive zone for Philadelphia, the better off they're going to be.
Great stuff, Dave. Have a great call today with Alex.
Thanks, bud. Time
Rangers
to get 2 points,
and the
right?
Flyers are coming up in a matter of moments from Madison Square Garden. That will do it for New York Rangers game nights. Coming up next, Rangers, Flyers, Alex Faust, Dave Starman on the call. I will be back with you during the first intermission. Enjoy the game, everyone. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
This has been New York Rangers game night. Rangers hockey is coming right up on the MSG Radio Network.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
There's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. During the More to Move You event, lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5S all-wheel drive for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S077553, MSRP $30,920. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Miller on the reload, deets to the outside on Draisaitl on his backhand, darts to the forehand, scores! The captain delivers in overtime.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Will Cooley, full spin, enters, centers, shot, score! Artemi Panarin in full flight.
This is New York Rangers hockey.
Centering past Tavares. Oh, a big glove save by Shesterkin. Rewind that one and hang on
is New York Rangers hockey. New York Rangers hockey starts right now. Now, here's Dave Starman, and with the play-by-play, here's Alex Faust.
From Madison Square Garden in Midtown Manhattan, this is New York Rangers hockey. Today, the Rangers play a Metropolitan Division game against their rivals from down south. The Rangers take on the Philadelphia Flyers, and it's a pleasure to be back with you once again. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. The final home game for the Rangers through the Christmas break, through New Year's, through all the way to January 5th. It's going to be a while till they see Garden Ice for a bit here, Dave, and the Rangers coming off a bit of a high. Another overtime victory coming on Thursday night against the St. Louis Blues.
And MSG, we hardly knew ye as we started to get used to you, and now we leave for a while. And when they left the other night, they went to St. Louis, and I thought that was as complete a game as they could have played in terms of getting the results that they wanted. And you didn't mind that they gave away the extra point because it was an interconference game, but I thought that they stuck to their plan. I thought they put more pucks to the net. I thought they did a couple of little things better in that game. They were on top of pucks. They were putting pucks in better places. This is something you and I have talked about. No more just throwing the puck in for the sake of throwing the puck in. They put the puck in strategic places to get it, and I thought Will Cooley, under the radar, was as good as any game he played this year.
The importance of this game, of course, and I don't even want to say alluded to it because you had a great analogy in the pregame show with the traffic on the Long Island Expressway. But the Rangers can leapfrog a couple of teams and can tie the Philadelphia Flyers for the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. The unfortunate thing for the Rangers, by virtue of another overtime game, is they would lose a tiebreaker based on regulation wins. But considering the circumstances where this team is at, they're without their number one defenseman. They've kind of plodded along, struggling to score. Remember, they've been shut out 7 times, 6 here at home this year. And given all those circumstances, the fact that they could tie for a playoff spot here this afternoon is pretty significant, I feel like.
I'm not quite sure Ranger fans understand how elite a level that their coaching staff is. And this is a group that has had success as individuals, as a group. And what Mike Sullivan's come in and done with the defensive structure of this team has gotten them to this point. When you've got a goalie like Shesterkin or Quick, you know they're going to bail you out of a lot of things. They can make you play a little bit bigger in front. But I think as a team, the way that they have defended has allowed them to be in this race, despite the fact that they have been offensively challenges both on the skill level and both on the shot selection level. So far, so good. But now it's a matter of, like we just talked about, regulation wins and more goals.
Lineup changes for the Rangers. The good news, Artemi Panarin is back in. He was dealing with an illness on Thursday, missed the one game. Saw Gabe Perreault's first goal. He remains in the lineup for the Rangers. Will Cooley will slide down to play with he and Noah Laba. Taylor Radish is once again a scratch for the Rangers. It'll be Igor Shesterkin in goal. For Philadelphia, they're getting bit by the injury bug finally. A bunch of teams have dealt with that around the NHL. We all know that. But for the first time this year, Philadelphia is really starting to feel it. Already out is Tyson Forster, out for the season with an arm injury that required surgery. Non-contact, very bizarre circumstance there. Christian Dvorak, who's been their top-line center, he is out today. He's considered day-to-day with a lower body injury. And so things have been scrambled for the Flyers here in terms of their lineup. But this is a team, Dave, that's 7 games over 500. The big question coming in, how would Trevor Zegras fit? How would he manage with a coach like Rick Tocchet? And it seems like so far so good.
You know what's interesting? His college coach, he played 1 year at BU, was the assistant coach was Lenny Cannell, who's a longtime NHL scout also. Once said to me, the beauty of Trevor Zegras, he is not afraid to make a difficult play. He's not afraid to make a hard pass. He's not afraid to do something that's a little out of the norm. It drives some coaches crazy, but a guy like Rick Tocchet's been around a while and has coached some high-end players. And I think Tocchet's mindset of allowing Trevor Zegras to be offensively creative while not going over the line to be creatively dangerous has really helped Zegras become a better player.
The Flyers have won just 3 of their 9 games in the month of December. This team was as high as the second best points percentage in the Eastern Conference as of a couple of days ago, but we'll see if the Rangers can take advantage with a lineup quite a bit compromised for this Philadelphia team. The last home game for the Rangers until January 5th. The next 6 will be on the road. Can they take advantage of some home ice here this afternoon? Let's head downstairs for opening ceremonies.
That's for the national anthem.
Tonight's colors are presented by the Fire Department of New York. And here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome back Grammy Award-winning baritone John Brancy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, John Brancy.
Always a good atmosphere around the holidays here in the city. The Rangers and the Flyers, and that should add some juice to the building as well as this rivalry is renewed. The first of 4 meetings between the Rangers and the Flyers this season. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Opening puck drop is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action.
You know, one thing, Alex, you're going to look for in this game, Panarin is back. He's back with his normal line. I thought the other night with Cooley on this line that they went straight, they went north, and they went up ice really quick, and Cooley was a big driver of it. Temi Panarin is a really skilled east-west kind of player, but ZBJ and Lafreniere look really comfortable in a streamlined, up-ice, fast type game.
All right, puck is dropped. We're underway at Madison Square Garden. Rangers will skate from right to left in this opening period, and the puck in their own zone to begin this game. Rimmed around to the near side. It's Vlad Gavrikov who knocks it ahead, trying to connect with Panarin up the middle. Philadelphia able to capture the puck at their own line and flip it into the Rangers zone off the far boards, dribbling to net, and Shesterkin decides to cover. 26 saves on Thursday for Shesterkin, who picked up his 14th victory, still top 10 of the NHL in that category, making his 29th start this afternoon, Dave. That is the most in the NHL.
Hey, remember, we are not that far removed from when guys are playing 76, 77 games in goal during the course of a season. This year with the compressed schedule, obviously managing workloads is going to be a factor moving into the second half.
This is game number 37 for the Rangers. That is also the most in the National Hockey League. Mika Zibanejad with a takeaway in the neutral zone against Zegras. Rangers reset, trying to go through their line rotations here. They make a change. And an outlet pass up the right wing from Braden Schneider, deflected into the zone by Connor Sherry.
One thing every coach wants to do early in the game, just get everybody's skates on the ice quickly and early, and then get into your flow.
Vincent Trocheck darts behind the Flyers net, plays it to the back on the backhand. A wrist shot from Will Borgen, deflected in front, and dribbles to the near corner. Carson Soucy pinching, centering. Trocheck passes out wide. Borgen with an attempt off a stick, and it ricochets into the protective netting. Just over a minute played here at the Garden.
So on a funny note, by the way, great shot by Borgen to get this thing through to the net. It got tipped at the last second. A really good tip by Sherry, who got it out of midair and deflected it just wide. Great hand-eye coordination by Sherry. And then the puck goes down low behind the goal line to the right of the goaltender. Rangers make a pass out to where Sherry should have been, except he broke a stick and had to go back and get one.
Face off in the Flyers zone to the left of Samuel Ersson. 4 goals allowed on 27 shots against Buffalo on Thursday in a 5-3 loss to the Sabres. Rangers on the forecheck. Will Cooley, right wing corner, hands off the puck. Gabe Perreault battles shoulder to shoulder against Bobby Brink. Works the puck to the near corner. Cooley walks out from the goal line, shielding, turning, passing. Perreault tries to gather behind the net, bodied up by Rasmus Ristolainen. Turns off the check, squares it up in the right circle for Noah Laba. Wrist shot deflects wide. Laba walks up the far board, serves it across. Matthew Robertson sneaks a wrist shot, stick side, but wide of the cage, and it's cleared back to the red line by Philadelphia.
Good opening shift for Perreault, who gets active quickly.
Will Cooley loses his footing on entry with Robertson, but the puck winds up in the near corner. Hard around from Brennan Othman to the far boards, and rimmed back to the near side. Nobody home for the Rangers, and it'll be skated out to the neutral zone by Nikita Grebenkin, I beg your pardon, who is drawing back into the lineup for Philadelphia with all their injury woes. Dumped in by Sam Carrick in the right wing corner, handled by Travis Sanheim, and played up the far side. Oh, Matt Rempe with a big hit as he goes after Grebenkin in the neutral zone. Flyers will break it out, though. Nick Delorier sneaks a shot to goal off a deflection. Shesterkin the pad save, and he got to the rebound as well.
2 huge saves by Shesterkin, point blank.
Sam Carrick, far boards, high lift, back to the neutral zone. Rangers clear and make a change.
By the way, did you ever notice that when players get into the lineup on injury replacements, it's never like a Smith or a Jones?
No.
It's always a name you can't pronounce?
No, exactly. And by the way, there is an NHL debut here for Philadelphia. He's on the ice right now in Denver Barkey, 5'10", 171-pound, 23-year-old from Ontario. As he plays this one out of the near corner to Jamie Drysdale at the blue line. Rolls the puck around the boards. He has Sean Couturier in the far corner, marked by Carson Soucy. Cycle continues with Owen Tippett. Now Couturier back for Tippett. Tippett centers. Oh, what a chance for the rookie. And Shesterkin down in his net. Point blank save by Shesterkin off his pad. And then he got bowled over in the goal crease.
Flyers with 3 great chances early on here and 3 10-bellers out of Shesterkin.
Denver Barkey, what a welcome to the NHL. Got put on a platter for him at the top of the blue paint, but Shesterkin was there for the save. Rangers enter the attacking zone. A centering pass from Miller off the skate of Sherry. Couldn't gather and shoot in one motion. Rangers play it out of the far corner. It's Miller walking out. Top right circle. Fires a wrist shot. Save made. Rebound available. Sherry digging for the puck. Played up the far boards. Borgen holds it in half wall. And Zegras chips a reverse for Nick Seeler. Philadelphia can reset.
Really good chance by the Rangers as they come right back and attack. Rangers defensemen very active early here.
Puck dumped in by Philadelphia. Shesterkin to handle it. Gabe Perreault, neutral zone. A pass up the middle, aiming for Cooley. Back check from Cam York. Cooley digs the puck off the near half wall. Stick check by Bobby Brink. And carried the other way by the Flyers. Played into the attacking zone. Matvei Michkov centering to a crashing Bobby Brink. Couldn't stuff it in. Along the far pad, Shesterkin holding the post. 5 shots on goal for Philadelphia. And the puck hops over the blue line for the Flyers. It's an offside as we have 15-17 on the first period clock.
Denver Barkey with a great opportunity. He's making his NHL debut today. As you mentioned, his grandfather was Randy Legg, who made his NHL debut in this very same building, Madison Square Garden, for the Rangers during the 72-73 season. Played 12 games for the Rangers. He had 2 assists. You ready? Vic Hatfield, Glenn Sather.
That's pretty good company. And pretty good lineage for the 20-year-old Denver Barkey.
Kind of cool to make your NHL debut in the same building your grandfather did.
Awesome. Puck dumped in by the Rangers up the near boards. Rempe in pursuit. Played out of the corner by Carrick. Hops over his stick back to the red line. Shot in by Borgen. It hit Cam York, and play is stopped on an offside as it bounced back over the line.
Cam York's an interesting guy. He's been a really good NHL player. He came out of the University of Michigan. He grew up in Southern California. His dad and the Niedermeyers grew up next to each other, so he and Jackson Niedermeyer actually wound up. They grew up playing roller hockey together. York's father built him a roller hockey rink. I remember him telling me the story in Ann Arbor. His father built him a roller hockey rink in the backyard. There's no ice in Southern California at that time during the winter, obviously. And he really learned the game through roller skating versus ice skating. He's a terrific skater, but New Yorkers can certainly understand that, especially the old-timers who grew up with the metal wheels playing roller hockey in the schoolyard.
Rangers with a puck in their own zone. They'll break it out. Will Cooley steps up through center. Delorier cuts him off in the neutral zone. Flyers look to counter. Grabenkin met at the point of attack by Soucy, who took the angle and checked them hard in open ice, denying the entry. Both teams changing. Schneider, quick pass for Gavrikov up the left side. A wrist shot glove to drop back into play by Ersson.
Love that decision by Gavrikov. Gets across the line, nothing there. Instead of just wrapping it around, puts it on goal, makes the Flyers goaltender handle it.
Noah Laba, pass up the right wing for Will Cooley. Dribbling into the right wing corner. Checked off the puck by Sealer. Laba recovers, feeds Cooley behind the net. Tight turn, passes in tight. Gabe Perreault on the doorstep. Looked like he hesitated, flipped the pass. Nobody was home on the other side of the crease. Rolled up the near boards. Gavrikov plays it back down low in the region of Cooley. Ristolainen behind the Flyers net gets there. Rasmus Ristolainen, only his third game of the season after missing 9 months, undergoing 3 surgeries on his elbow. But back in for Philadelphia as the Rangers recover the puck in their own end.
Torn tricep, then an infection, then he had to have it redone. Just a bit of a mess that he's able to get through.
Puck stolen, neutral zone. Zegras walks in, down the middle. Zegras passes out wide. Carl Grundstrom with a shot that ramps off the stick of his former teammate in L.A. in Vlad Gavrikov. And we have a stoppage of play. 13-13 on the first period clock here at Madison Square Garden. The Rangers and the Flyers with no score. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This is Rich Gannon from the SiriusXM Blitz. We are heading down the stretch of the season, and there's a lot on the line in Week 16.
Are we really looking at the playoffs without Mahomes, Lamar, Goff, and even Dak?
The Steelers take on the Lions, and the Ravens host the Patriots on Sunday Night Football.
Drake may elude the defender. Falling down, he throws to the end zone. It's got it! Touchdown! Patriots!
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
Eric Tulsky's the general manager in Carolina.
Are you still a team that looks to go big game hunting via trades?
It's very easy as a manager when you have a good team to get conservative. Just let it play out and hope for the best. And that's not our philosophy here. We don't want to just sit back and call it good enough. We want to keep looking for ways to make the team better.
NHL Morning Skate
With Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick.
weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern
On NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
He's beat Brock with the size record. 9 points in the game, 5 goals, 4 assists. Sittler back. 10 points. That's a new record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Garden.
On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Meetings between the Rangers and the Flyers. Rangers 7-3-0 last 10 meetings against Philadelphia. Puck played out of the zone by the Rangers. Miller over the attacking line, slides it out wide. Sherry stops, dekes, and tried to shoot. Cam York got back to defend in time. Deflected the puck to the end boards. Miller lifts it around the backboards. Tried to connect with Trocheck, squared it up in front. Played to the near side. It's Matthew Robertson as he now battles along with JT Miller along the near boards. Puck rimmed to the far point, and Scott Morrow pushed out of the zone by Grundstrom back to the red line.
That's the way you have to play Morrow. If you give him a couple of feet and allow his stick to make a play, he can burn you. But if you get on Morrow quick and you get his stick in the tight spaces in traffic, it's really hard for him to be as effective as he wants to be.
Trocheck on the reload for the Rangers. Finding Alexei Lafreniere, neutral zone, didn't like the look. A back pass for Gavrikov, and then he hot-potatoed the puck, gave it away to Matvei Michkov, who winds and connects to the attacking line with a teammate in Noah Cates, who had a goal In the last game for Philadelphia, his wrist shot is gloved by Shesterkin.
Noah Cates scored a goal playing for, I'll never forget this. He was playing for Stillwater High School in Minnesota. He scored a goal in overtime to get his team to the state tournament. This goal was on every highlight show on the planet. I mean, this was some goal. And then the best part was he scores, jumps up on the glass, obviously goes celebrate with the student section. I think he wound up in the stands in his skates. Unbelievable player Noah Cates was all throughout his amateur career.
I got to tell you, some of those, I've seen videos of some of these, is off the draw. Philadelphia wins it, shot by Mitchkov in between the circles, pad saved by Shesterkin. The glass in some of these rinks is still like 1970s level, pretty low.
You're right.
You could climb into the stands. Tie up, top of the zone. Rangers, strong defensive plays advantage at the steal. Feeding Panarin, left wing. Wrist shot kicked out by Ersson. Rebound right back to him, and he'll cover. Good to have Panarin back in the lineup. A chance off the rush for the Rangers.
This is a really good rush. It started quick in the neutral zone. Panarin took off, and instead of doing anything east-west, instead of pulling up, he drove on the defenseman, Emil Andre. He used him as a screen. He got a good low shot short side on the goaltender Ersson, and that's what the Rangers staff is jonesing to see out of Artemi Panarin, to keep his game moving north, to keep it moving quick, use defensemen as screens, put pucks in the front of the net, and see what happens. That's a nice play by Panarin in his first game back after the one-game illness.
So in the defensive zone for Philadelphia, it will be Sean Couturier to take it against Will Cooley. False start off the draw. Shander Alfonso, the linesman here, along with Jonathan Deschamps. The referees, a veteran crew, Wes McCauley and Jake Brink.
The always entertaining Wes McCauley.
Yeah. Pride of coastal Maine. As Lava wins the faceoff to the middle. Cooley, a one-time shot wide, stick side. Cooley digs after the puck along the backboards. Poke free by Ristolainen. Cleared up the near boards, not out. Gavrikov held it in left point. Lava slips a pass for Cooley. Right wing, charging down the wall. Comes to a halt. Feeding Perreault behind the net. Cut off by Ristolainen. Stick check by Lava. Puck comes free. Perreault feeds it out wide. Schneider, right point. Connects with Lava. Lava spins it off the far boards. Down low to Cooley. Tried to one-touch it for Perreault at the side of the net. And it skirted away. Cooley canceled behind the net by Ristolainen. Puck comes free. Couturier slides it up the near boards, and it's Owen Tippett to receive and turn out of the zone with Couturier. Sean Couturier, the Flyers captain, coming off a career high in points a couple of years ago. Will Cooley tried to lift it cross ice. I think Delorier got his glove to it, and the Rangers will get it back. They'll make a change.
At some point, every NHLer, I think, is going to figure out that backhand passes in traffic through the middle of the ice are just not good ideas. And Will Cooley certainly learned it right there. It was an inexpensive lesson as the Rangers got it back. They just iced the puck. But I think you've seen it through all your time in the NHL. A guy gets a puck on his backhand, tries to either make a high sauce, high flip, whatever the case is, and get a puck out of trouble. Instead of keeping it on the forehand, moving it up the wall, which is right next to you, and getting it into safe ice. And as we always joke, the only thing on the ice that is ready for a pass for all 60 minutes of the game are the boards. Right? They're the only thing that are not going to fumble a pass or turn one over for you. Use them.
Face off to the right of Shesterkin. It's Sam Carrick against Trevor Zegras. Moved back to center this year after being traded from Anaheim to Philadelphia. Rangers win it. Rim it around the boards to the attacking zone. Rempe pursues. Checks York, who spins off of it and rolls the puck to the red line. Rangers try to toss it right back in. They get it to goal.
Where Zegras is having success in the middle is on a lot of breakouts. He's staying underneath the first pass, meaning he's not flying the zone too quick and is being available to the defenseman as that first pass out of the zone.
Takeaway by the Rangers in the neutral zone. They'll feather it to the left wing corner. Miller digs for it in the near side. Miller tried to move it on his backhand up to the middle of the ice. Konechny deflects it out of the zone. And Soucy is on it. We passed the midway point of the first period at the Garden. Rangers and Flyers, no score. Ersson tried to shuffle the puck with his goal stick to the middle, nearly gave it away to Sherry. And then the Rangers deny an entry with Robertson taking the angle and applying a physical hit to Bobby Brink. Robertson for Panarin as the Rangers exit. Spun to Morrow. He'll dodge the stick check of Brink. Hand it off. Zibanejad out wide. A pass off pads off the right pad of Ersson, but nobody on the other side for the Rangers to capitalize on the rebound.
Morrow with an opportunity on the left wing side to move it back to the point, but he put it right into traffic. And lesson learned for him, there are just some areas on the ice where you are too close to your teammate to move it towards your own net for them to receive it cleanly.
Zibanejad with speed over the line, pass left wing. Lafreniere return pass cut off. Flyers angled out. Michkov walking in with a shot, and getting a good chunk of that was Robertson on the back check, allowing Shesterkin to make an easy left pad save.
Now, we just talked about Scotty Morrow and the turnover he had. I thought the other night in St. Louis, he made some really good puck decisions. I watched all of the shifts back again yesterday, and I was really impressed with his composure and his ability with the 15-foot pass to stick it into a tight area, tape to tape.
Dare I say his best game as a Ranger.
He was good. I didn't think he was as good as he was. Like you and I talked in the air a little bit about, and you talked about some puck decisions I didn't like, but I went back and watched it over again, and I was a whole lot more impressed after watching it on film.
Shesterkin with a pass around the boards to the near side. Rangers break out. 8:15 to go. First period, no score. Perreault flying in left wing, centering pass cut off by York, deflecting it to the far corner. Rodrigo Abels is on it for Philadelphia, and he'll lift it back to the neutral zone. Quick up, Schneider on left wing. It's Carrick. Carrick stops up at the hashes along the wall. Carrick walks back to the blue line, flips it to Borgen just off the bench, rotating it down low for a pinching Carson Soucy. He'll play it to the near corner, nobody home. Well, Philadelphia couldn't clear. Carrick gloves, blue line, deeks to the outside, spins a pass back to the blue line. Soucy tied up with Couturier. Boy, that prevented a breakaway on a pass that initially was mishandled. Ersson out of his net, stripped by Carrick. He centers for Rempe, who was crashing the net. Ersson wandering out of his net, mistimed it completely and gave the puck away.
If Rempe was a left shot, it's 1-0 Rangers. That was the only thing wrong with the play. Carrick made a great read. He got it to Rempe, and he just put it on the wrong side of him.
Puck dumped in by Philadelphia, captured by Morrow. And after the early flurry from the Flyers, the Rangers have had a pushback here. Shots are now 7-5 in favor of Philadelphia. Just over 7 minutes to go in the first period. No score. Morrow, a shot in transition off a leg. Garums to the near side. Trocheck passes out wide. Return from Sherry, aiming for Morrow in between the circles off his skate. Trocheck to the back. Robertson, D-to-D. Morrow, right side. Wrist shot tipped wide by Miller to the near corner.
You're seeing early on in shifts, a lot of times the Rangers are playing 4 under the tops of the circles with the weak side D coming in to create a little bit more traffic.
And now Miller, two-way game, tracks back, gets the steal, feeds Trocheck left wing, his centering pass ricochets off Sherry. Flyers break out. Ristolainen hard around to the far side. Grundstrom's pass broken up by Schneider. Puck up for grabs, near corner. Settled along the half wall. Konechny unable to hold the zone, lifted out by the Rangers to the neutral zone. Panarin in front of the penalty bench is perfectly timed pass to Zibanejad off the bench. Drop pass, Lafreniere off the crossbar. Off the backhand, looked like he may have snuck it in. Penalty coming up on Philadelphia, and this is much earned by the Rangers to get a power play after all this pressure the last couple minutes. With just over 6 minutes to go in the first, we will see the Rangers to the power play.
Oh, wow. Artemi Panarin here. Let's get the call.
Philadelphia, number 91, 2 minutes for Trippy.
Artemi Panarin looked like Jaromir Jagr in his younger days on that particular set of plays. Great hands, shake and bake, couple of unbelievable passes, and he draws a penalty.
Rangers to the power play in a scoreless game when we come back. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. Fanatics experience.
A
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At ThriveWell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Inc., New York, New York.
Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Alex Vance, Dave Starman here with you. Madison Square Garden, Rangers and Flyers, first of 4 meetings this season. Rangers to the power play after a tripping penalty on Carl Grundstrom. But the Rangers making their push, and they're on the man advantage. Philadelphia wins this face-off with Couturier, and it's sent down ice by Noah Cates.
It's a good job by Trocheck off the loss to get on the Flyers defense quick. Flyers are able to still get it out, but really good pursuit by Trocheck.
There's Miller flying in on left wing, drops for Zibanejad, rink wide pass Panarin, out in front to Miller on the backhand, ripples the outside of the net. Panarin out high, blue line, right point, flips it from Morrow, quarterbacking to Zibanejad, touch pass in the middle, Trocheck, left it, Panarin, tried to wire a wrist shot, blocked to the near corner. Panarin gets it back, left point, swings it across, Morrow diagonally aiming for Zibanejad, off a Flyers stick to the near glass. Collected by Miller as he rotates it for Morrow, right side to Panarin, center point, back to Morrow, down low for Miller in the corner, pass back for Morrow. Across for Panarin. He'll scan from out high. Everything along the perimeter here. Zibanejad, left circle, slides it down low. Trocheck, return pass Zibanejad. Down low for Trocheck. They have Miller as the bumper man. Trocheck rotates it to Morrow out top for Panarin. Panarin to the right circle for Miller. Across the seam. Morrow, one-timer save. Ersson. And the puck cleared down.
2 really good plays by Miller. One was along the goal line where he just put a jam play on the net. He has deferred way too much from that spot. Love the fact he took it right to the net, and then later on pops out of the bumper for a high chance.
Perreault flying in over the line with Laba. As they move the puck to the far boards, Lafreniere for Gavrikov up top. Slips it over a stick to Perreault. Near boards, swings it all the way rink wide for Lafreniere. To the point, Gavrikov. And now the middle, Laba. Perreault, turnaround bid. Stick save, Ersson. Loose puck, middle of the slot. And Tippett will rescue it for Philadelphia, turning the corner and skating it out.
Great chance for the second unit as they move the puck around. Laba, I'm telling you, is going to play his way onto this first unit as a bumper guy at some point this season. He's got it figured out. He's got the feet, he's got the hands, and he's got the strength to play that role really well.
Rangers with 3 shots on goal in the power play, but Samuel Ersson did enough. And we're back to even strength. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first period. Rangers and Flyers with no score. Eric checked in the far corner by Sanheim. Puck comes free. Batted at by the Rangers. Kept alive. Rempe, a turnaround bid off the loose puck. Missed glove side. Borgen, D to Soucy. Left point. Tried to sift one through. It hit his own man, Rempe. And now Zegras chips it out of the zone. Flyers breakout. Grundstrom over the red line. Oh, he dumps Borgen to the ice. Rangers recover the puck and Hoffman to dump it in. And we have a whistle here. The puck hit the curved glass. And a faceoff will come outside the Flyers line. 3:24 to go in the first period. Rangers with a power play and then a couple of great chances after that. But the game remains scoreless. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. We'll step aside. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Every unforgettable Rangers moment is built on passion, precision, and legacy. The same qualities that define London Jewelers. For 100 years, London Jewelers has helped generations celebrate life's biggest wins, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones that last forever. Because true brilliance isn't just seen, it's felt, shared, and passed on. From luxury jewelry to fine timepieces, London Jewelers is where moments become memories that last a lifetime. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of excellence. Visit London Jewelers at any of their 6 locations.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. So don't wait. Hurry into your local Honda dealer where you can find clearance deals on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Pilot, or Ridgeline. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord, a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot, or a 0.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk? Next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra. Superior Light Beer. The official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch. Michelob Ultra Light Beer. St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Rangers and Flyers. No score, 3:24 to go in the first period. Tune in to the Rangers' first intermission report. It's brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Center ice face-off, Zibanejad to take it against Noah Cates. Sticks down, puck drop, Flyers win it. And it'll be shot in by Emil Andre. Cut off by Shesterkin, and whips it around the boards. Cates this way, shielding half wall from Zibanejad, tries to muscle him off the puck, and Michkov with a pass that leaves the zone. Handled by Andre as he drifts behind his net. Pressure on the Rangers' forecheck. Lafreniere is on it, along with Gavrikov now pinching into the left wing corner. He and Andre tie up. Michkov recovers the puck behind the Flyers' net, and they'll skate out.
When you've got Zibanejad on the ice with you as a defenseman, you know you can take a chance or two because Zibanejad's going to recognize that you're in your dive and will cover immediately. It's just one of the better traits in Zibanejad as a responsible 200-foot center.
Ristolainen up the middle. Connects with Grebenkin. And now Zegras. A wrist shot off the rush. Ricochets off the blocker of Shesterkin to the back of the net. Now Konechny around the net. Circles, stops, doorstep, centers. Grebenkin, a chance in tight. Hits the outside of the goal. Fed to the point. Sealer to Ristolainen from left to right. Ristolainen rolls it around the boards. Konechny lets it go through for Sealer. Pinches down the left wing boards, chips it back behind. Trocheck intercepts, couldn't clear. Ristolainen, a slap shot wide of the mark. Collected out of the far corner by Sealer. Touch pass Grebenkin. Muscled off the puck by Trocheck. Perfectly timed hit. Rangers unable to clear though. Konechny dangles his way past his man. Tried to hand it off for Grebenkin. Loose puck picked up Zegras. Slides it for Konechny. Back in the left wing circle as he plays it to the point. Sanheim off the bench. A wrist shot swallowed up by Shesterkin with 1:43 to go in a scoreless first period.
Sanheim was getting a lot of ice time, but now with Ristolainen back, it kind of balances things out for the entire defense corps as they approach the last half of the season. And that's the one thing that they are really trying to do is get everybody healthy so they can distribute minutes a little bit better. Cam York, Travis Sanheim play a ton, but as we've mentioned with this compressed schedule, managing workload and getting your top defensive pair into that 20 to 21 minute range is going to be a challenge for a lot of coaches trying to keep their legs fresh.
1:43 to go. First period. Face off to the right of Shesterkin. Rangers able to win the drop of the puck, clear up the far boards. Cooley spins it cross ice. He has Laba pursuing, tying up near half wall with Sanheim. Puck comes free. Flyers will skate it out. Tippett and Couturier. Tippett. Dump and chase. Couturier pursues. Finishes a hit on the forecheck as he pushes his man off the puck, but the Rangers recover it and flip it cross ice to get it out of the zone. Morgan chops after it. Tries to knock it forward for Gabe Perreault. Lost out in the foot race. He'll scamper back to the Ranger bench. Pretty good pace to this first period. For a 12:30 start here at Madison Square Garden. Puck played at shoulder height by Soucy on a dump in attempt. Outlets to the neutral zone. Offman took the hit to make the play, getting the puck deep. Rempe goes after Sanheim, shoulder to shoulder. Carrick to a loose puck, circles the net. Final minute of the first. One-timer Gavrikov, left point, blocked. And skated out, chipped ahead by Delorier. That will go for icing, as losing out of the foot race is Brunstrom.
That's just a bad decision by Delorier. He's well short of the red line. You're under a minute to go. What we always talk about, know the time, know the score, know the situation. And for Delorier, he was trying for a home run pass up ice, and it didn't work. And now the Flyers, faced with a defensive zone draw that they really didn't need to have to take at this point in the period.
Face off to the left of Ersson. Off the draw. Abels wins it to the far corner. Rangers get the steal. Panarin down the middle. Scores! Artemi Panarin on a giveaway from the Flyers. Right place, right time. A pass found him between the circles, and he fires the wrist shot home to get the Rangers a 1-0 lead.
I don't think Panarin could believe he was that open. I mean, he had all the time in the world. The Flyers win the draw. Panarin just put himself right in the high slot. The Flyers flew the zone. This is inexcusable if you're the Flyers, and I can see Tocchet blowing a total gasket on the bench right now. You can't do this. You won the draw. Good for you. But with a minute to go in the period, you can't fly the zone. They all did. Rangers turned it over. They got it to Panarin in a great spot, all predicated on a bad icing by the Flyers.
Rangers with a goal in the final minute of the first to take a 1-0 lead over the Flyers. Philadelphia in on right wing with Michkov. Checked off the puck by Schneider. Puck moved behind the Ranger net. 12 seconds. Zibanejad with room. High lift. Swatted to the red line. And taken in the Flyers zone by Sealer. Time will wind off the clock in the first period. And a nice hand from the crowd here at the Garden. The Rangers capitalizing on a last-minute mistake by the Flyers in the first period. The 12th goal of the season, team-leading 12th for Artemi Panarin, coming back into the lineup after missing the last one with illness. Mika Zibanejad the steal, and then he put it on a platter for the bread man to make it 1-0 Rangers through one.
This was just the Flyers' last minute of the period, and the Flyers are fairly good through a lot of this period. This last minute of the period, the icing that didn't need to happen, they win the face-off, so they fixed the mistake, right? And their forwards took off like they needed 3 and not just 1, and they left the D high and dry. It turned over, and Panarin was sitting in the slot. He was so open, he could have had a coffee before he shot the puck, and from there, he's not going to miss.
So the Rangers lead the Flyers 1-0 through one. A reminder that hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boiler. So the shots wound up being 13-9 in favor of the Flyers, with the Rangers capitalizing on their last shot of the period. As we're joined downstairs now by Rangers defenseman Scott Morrow, Alex Faust, Dave Starman up here in the broadcast booth. And Scott, I'd imagine the feeling for the guys, and I'll get your take on this, first period, that was about as good as you could have hoped for?
Yeah, I thought we had a lot of good sustained offensive zone shifts. Obviously feels a lot better after Brad got us the lead there at the end, but feels like we're probably controlling the game more than them and getting our transition game going, having shifts in the O-zone, so we're happy with our game right now.
From a defensive standpoint, it looks like, other than those 4 chances, I mean, Philly had 4 chances that were pretty good, Shesterkin good saves, but from a defensive standpoint, it looks like you're doing a pretty good job keeping them to the outside. What do you think is working for you behind the blue line?
Yeah, I think that's just kind of how we try and have our structure, and I think in our defensive zone we're doing a pretty good job of playing as a group of 5, and our goal is to keep the chances on the perimeter and defend the good ice in the middle. So I think we're just being disciplined to our systems.
You're quarterbacking the power play now. What's it like, speed of the game, making those reads, but also with some of the talent that you have at your disposal with the Rangers' top power play unit?
Yeah, you definitely have to make decisions quick because penalty kills are aggressive. People are trying to jump that next play quick, and you got to beat them to it. So I'm out there with a lot of good players. 4 really good players, so I'm just trying to move pucks quick, put them in positions to succeed.
All right, Scott, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Rangers defenseman Scott Morrow joining us downstairs as the Rangers lead the Flyers 1-0 through 20 minutes of play here at Madison Square Garden. Stay tuned for the first intermission report brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Pat O'Keefe in our Hudson Square studios coming up after this break. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Today on Sirius XM Sports.
College football playoffs round 1 continues as the Texas A&M Aggies are home versus the Miami Hurricanes. Will the Aggies' 12th man affect Canes quarterback Carson Beck? Catch all the play-by-play and analysis right now on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
April 14th, 2010, the Philadelphia Flyers join an exclusive club, the Hard Way.
History made in Boston tonight. The Flyers defeat the Bruins 4-3. They are the third team in NHL history to come from behind after trailing a series 3 games to none.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
1992-93, the inaugural season for the Tampa Bay Lightning, had not just hockey fans, but the sporting world paying attention to the Bolts, thanks to a 5'7" goalie from Quebec who is trying out for the team.
The first woman to play professional hockey. There she is taking the ice. Manon Treon.
It was a publicity stunt, they said, orchestrated by Tampa's general manager, Phil Esposito.
I'd be a liar to say that I wasn't using it for publicity, but the fact is she's not bad.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 2026 CR-V, a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
This is your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers intermission report. Now, here's Pat O'Keefe on the MSG Radio Network.
And a first period lead for the Rangers, waiting until the final minute of that first period to capitalize. Artemi Panarin, after missing Thursday's game with an illness, back in the lineup this afternoon, and he scores his team-leading 12th goal of the season with 38 seconds to go in the first period. And that's where we stand after 20 minutes of play. 1-0 Rangers over the Flyers in this matinee day game at Madison Square Garden. It is the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today. So 1-0 is the score. Rangers had a very strong first period, even though they've been outshot. Now they've updated it 13-8 shots on goal advantage for the Flyers. A lot of the Flyers' shot opportunities came in 1 or 2 flurries throughout the course of the first period. Speaking with Dave Starman before the game, one of his keys for the Rangers was to go all in early and put pressure on the Flyers early. And the Rangers have done a good job with that, despite being outshot 13-8 so far. Most importantly, the Rangers have the lead on the scoreboard 1-0. They drew the only penalty of the first period. Carl Gunderson, 2 minutes for tripping Artemi Panarin. And then, of course, Panarin capitalizing on the goal with 36 seconds to go in the first period. So Panarin's 12th, Mika Zibanejad getting the assist, his 15th assist of the season. It's the 24th time this year that the Flyers have allowed the other team to score the first goal of the game. That is the most of any team in the NHL. It's also a good sign for the Rangers when they score first, because this is the 16th time it has happened this year, and the Rangers are 13-2 when they score first. Other numbers from the first period, in addition to the 13-8 shots on goal advantage for Philly, faceoffs dead even. Each team won 7. Hits also even. 8 hits levied apiece. The Rangers, with 951 hits coming into this afternoon's game, leads the NHL by a pretty decent margin. Holiday cheer starts with new gear, and make the most wonderful time of the year even better and grab gifts that will make every Blue Shirts holiday. Shop Rangers gear by heading to shop.msg.com/Rangers. And you are listening to the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. When we come back, we'll hear from Braden Schneider, his chat with Michelle Gingras, and we will get you set for period number 2 with the Rangers holding a 1-0 lead over the Philadelphia Flyers at Madison Square Garden. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings during the More to Move You event. Lease a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $199 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN385912. MSRP $32,795. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit peerlessboilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Here's a club you want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Experience the sophisticated taste of the best single malt whiskey in the world, the Macallan, founded in 1824. The Macallan is renowned worldwide for its extraordinary single malt whiskeys. Their outstanding quality and distinctive character reveal the uncompromised excellence they pursue. Whether your taste is sherry oak or double cask, the Macallan single malt whiskey is for you. Pick up the Macallan today at your nearest liquor store. The Macallan, the single malt whiskey against which all others must be judged. Crafted without compromise. Please savor the Macallan responsibly.
Every unforgettable Rangers moment is built on passion, precision, and legacy. The same qualities that define London Jewelers. For 100 years, London Jewelers has helped generations celebrate life's biggest wins, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones that last forever. Because true brilliance isn't just seen, it's felt, shared, and passed on. From luxury jewelry to fine timepieces, London Jewelers is where moments become memories that last a lifetime. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of excellence. Visit London Jewelers at any of their 6 locations.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
Welcome back to the New York Rangers First Intermission Report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Rangers lead the Flyers 1-0 after 20 minutes of play at Madison Square Garden. Time on ice, leaders in the first period. Among the forwards are Artemi Panarin, 6 minutes and 58 seconds. He also registered a team-high 2 shots on goal, including the only goal of the game so far. Among all skaters, Vladislav Gavrikov leading the way with 9 minutes and 42 seconds of ice time. Meanwhile, Braden Schneider, 7-10 of ice time. He was a +1 while he was out there after the first 20 minutes of play. He chatted with MSG Network's Michelle Gingras.
Braden, we talk so much about Igor Shesterkin. When he makes big saves like he did early on in that period, what does it do for you guys to just help bring you into the battle?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we gave up a couple chances there that we probably would rather not, and he came up big, and he's a guy that we rely on so much, and he made some awesome saves already.
You've been skating, obviously, alongside Vladislav Gavrikov in Adam Fox's absence. Just what have you learned from him? And tell us just about your dynamic and how that's kind of blossomed.
Yeah, I think from him, he's just such a guy that's so easy to play with. He kills plays so quick. He's always skating forward. He always seems to make the right play. And I'm just trying to do a job out there. I feel like each game we've gotten better, and the confidence has grown between us. So I think hopefully we keep it going, and yeah.
You head into the room with a 1-0 lead. What does that do for your momentum to get a goal late in the period and hopefully carry that into the second?
Yeah, for sure. It's huge. I thought we had some awesome looks that period, and to get one late, it's a good one to get, and hopefully we can build off of it and keep rolling in the second.
Thanks very much for the time. Good luck in the second period.
There's Braden Schneider talking about Vladislav Gavrikov, his defensive mate. He has Gavrikov in his first year as a Ranger certainly become a very important piece of this Rangers blue line. And Schneider, in the absence of Adam Fox, especially over the last several weeks, has stepped into the most important role of his young NHL career. Rangers fans, don't miss a moment off the ice. Catch ESPN New York on YouTube for all the New York sports talk you love. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Subscribe now and stay locked in. ESPN New York on YouTube. So a 1-0 lead for the Rangers after the first period. It's the last home game of 2025. Ahead for the Rangers, a lengthy road trip that will be broken up by the NHL's Christmas break. Tomorrow, Rangers are in Nashville, second night of a back-to-back. And then on Tuesday, they visit Washington. That's the 23rd of December. And then there's the 3-day NHL Christmas break. Rangers come off of that with a road game, but still in New York as they visit the Islanders at UBS Arena. And then on Monday, the 29th, they visit Carolina, a New Year's Eve matinee at Washington, and then a couple of days after that to get set for another Winter Classic. On January 2nd, the Rangers back in the Winter Classic, where they will take on two-time defending Stanley Cup champion, the Florida Panthers. That game at Lone Depot Park in Miami, a very unique venue for this year's Winter Classic. So the Rangers at home so far this season, as we know, not the best, 4-10-3 coming in. Looking to end the 2025 portion of the home schedule on a high note this afternoon. So far, so good, as they have a 1-0 lead. And this has been the Rangers' first intermission report, brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Second period coming up from Madison Square Garden with Alex Faust and Dave Starman. I'll rejoin you during the second intermission. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and you're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been your local Tri-Honda dealer's New York Rangers Intermission Report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This is Rich Gannon from the SiriusXM Blitz. We are heading down the stretch of the season, and there's a lot on the line in Week 16.
Are we really looking at the playoffs without Mahomes, Lamar, Goff, and even Dak?
The Steelers take on the Lions, and the Ravens host the Patriots on Sunday Night Football.
Drake May eludes a defender. Falling down, he throws to the end zone. He's got it! Touchdown! Patriots!
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
The longest Game 7 in Stanley Cup playoff history, the New York Islanders versus the Washington Capitals at the Capitol Center, Saturday, April 18th through to Sunday, April 19th, 1987, the game known as the Easter Epic.
6 other times when a game has gone into quadruple overtime, shots on goal are 74-52.
He scores! LaFontaine at the blue line here in the fourth overtime, winning the series.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
301 days since the hit on Chris Draper.
The Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings, March 26, 1997, brawl in Hockey Town.
Now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help, Patrick Roy. Oh my goodness, Vernon and Roy. They are on their feet here at Joe Louis Arena.
Never miss a moment on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Back here at Madison Square Garden, Alex Faust, Dave Starman with you. The Rangers and the Flyers, the first of 4 meetings this season between these two Metropolitan Division rivals. And through one period of play here, the Rangers with a 1-0 lead over the Flyers. A goal in the final minute of the period by the Rangers. And Artemi Panarin. The time of the goal is driven by Ramsey Mazda. Artemi Panarin from Mika Zibanejad at 19:24 the first period. Time of the goal driven by Ramsey Mazda. Get more for your money at Ramsey Mazda, like a 2025 Mazda CX-5 or Mazda CX-90. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
You know, the more I think about that goal and having seen it again between periods, you're the defenseman, you're Sealer sitting back with the puck on your stick. You've got 2 of your players and 2 Rangers that are all, no pun intended, sealing the wall. All you have to do is move the puck long and release it to the weak side, and you're out. I still can't believe the play that got made, and Panarin you said, with the wide open spot, he's not going to miss from there. But the Flyers shot themselves in the foot with an undisciplined icing and a really bad playoff of clean face-off win.
So the Rangers carry a 1-0 lead into period number 2. When scoring first this year, the Rangers are 13-2-0. And when leading after 1, they are a perfect 9-0. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Second period puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. The original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Zibanejad against Couturier on the center ice faceoff. Rangers will be skating from left to right in this second period. Puck is down. Flyers win the faceoff, and it's shot in by Cam York around the boards in the Rangers zone to our left. Panarin spun around far half wall. Owen Tippett on the puck, and he sends it around the boards to the near side. York leaves it for Couturier. A weak wrist shot sticked away by Shesterkin. Rangers clear. There's Alexis Lafreniere down the near boards as he ties up with Couturier on the entry. As he tries to roll it to the near corner, Flyers are on it. York clears back to the Rangers zone.
One thing the Rangers have not been able to do a lot at home is extend leads. Well, they haven't had a lot of leads here to begin with, but the one thing to do is now you got a late goal, extend leads, make the Flyers keep chasing the game. I think the next goal is as pivotal as the first one was.
Rangers have it in the attacking zone. Zibanejad, a pass up the middle, trying to catch Panarin. Hit a Flyers stick. And it's tossed cross ice. Trevor Zegras stood up. Puck rolls free. Shot from the wall by Konechny. And Shesterkin short side makes a pad save. Blue line, Drysdale across. A fake from Andre. Slides one backdoor redirected by Konechny wide of the mark. Otherwise, that could have been a tap-in.
Drysdale's had a nice stay here in Philadelphia since the trade from Anaheim. Cutter Gauthier going the other way.
Of course, reunited with his former buddy from Anaheim and Zegras. Here he is up the middle, centering pass ricochets off his blade. Rangers carry it the other way over the red line. Miller drifts to the right wing, absorbs a hard shoulder from Ristolainen. Chips it back behind. Perreault muscled off the puck by Grebenkin. Flyers are on it. Give it away. Miller sneaks a pass. Blue line. Robertson holds the zone. Fires off 2 sticks and wide. On a wrist shot, just trying to sift it through traffic. Konechny near half wall will clear it back to Grebenkin at the red line.
Great play by Robertson. He took his body outside the blue line, but he left the stick inside the blue line. So if it came towards him, he could keep the puck on sides. But with possession undetermined, he took one step outside the blue line to give himself a chance to get back in a better defensive position. Defensemen get taught that at an early age, and Robertson played it to a T.
Travis Sanheim couldn't get through the neutral zone. Noah Laba cut him down, taking the angle and applying the body along the near boards. Philadelphia has to reset from their own end. Approaching 2.5 minutes played in period number 2. Rangers with a 1-0 lead over the Flyers. Puck dumped in by Philadelphia. Recovered by Gavrikov behind the Ranger net. Stretch pass, Laba, right wing, 2-on-1. Laba moves in, pull and drag, shot, kicked out by the left leg of Ersson. A big save from the Philadelphia netminder.
Huge play by Gavrikov, who didn't wait till the Rangers finished the change. Gavrikov saw the Flyers in the change, saw Laba, and fired the pass north quick.
Sherry a clear up the middle, held by Drysdale, wafted wide of the net. Cooley gets through 2 stick checks, far boards, diving after it. Grunstrom recovers the puck for Philadelphia. Delorier darts behind the net, angles it to the point. Andre, D-to-D touch pass. And Drysdale moves his wrist shot wide. Delorier picks it up, doorstep, fed it across the blue paint out the other side. Kept by Drysdale right point. Chips it to the corner. Gavrikov is on it, clears to center as Cooley leaves it for Laba to stash in.
That line was gassed, but they had a really good shift, and Laba with a great chance and tried to pull the string and almost got himself on the board for a 2-0 lead.
Pass up the middle from Philadelphia. Barkey stood up in the neutral zone, and then the Rangers tried to carry the puck in, but it was played in an offside position, and we have a whistle. 16:27 on the second period clock. The Rangers with a 1-0 lead over the Flyers.
Laba with a really good chance as he came up ice. And as we talked about a moment ago, one of the things that the Rangers coaching staff has been trying to talk to their players about is getting other teams caught out of structure. So Gavrikov went back behind the net after the dump and took one look up, so the Flyers were changing. Laba was floating through the neutral zone, and Gavrikov hit him quick on the non-bench side, forcing the Flyers to scramble. That created the 2-on-1. Really good read by Gavrikov down low.
By the way, Dave, I love your point about extending a lead at home because the Rangers' victories here, 5-4 over Montreal in overtime, 3-2 over Dallas in overtime, 3-2 over St. Louis in regulation, 6-3 over Nashville. That's the only multi-goal win at home this season.
Extending lead is important because the more that you build that lead, other teams have to play with more desperation, and then the holes really start to happen.
And Aaron wheels circles around the Philadelphia net. Rangers buzzing here. High cycle. Soucy left circle. A centering pass redirected wide by Zibanejad. Picked up out of the corner by Barkey. Outlets to center. Touch pass. Tippett for Couturier. On left wing. Moves in. Sharp angle wrist shot. Stick save. Shesterkin. Loose puck. Tippett. Chips it free. Wrist to line and back for Tippett. Great stick by Lafreniere to knock it back to neutral ice. Carried back in by Grebenkin. Philadelphia had yet to tag up. It's an offside against the Flyers.
Flyers with a little bit of a sloppy change in front of their net. Couldn't capitalize on the chance that they created, but a good save by Shesterkin on a quick shot from the bottom of the circle. Philadelphia has 14 shots in the game, and I would tell you that probably half of them, Shesterkin's had to come up with a really good stop, and I loved Zegras' idea earlier this period of that dead angle shot. Shesterkin is one of the few goalies that will hold his feet on dead angles until he has to default.
Robertson loses his footing in the neutral zone, but gets the puck deep. Picked up out of the near corner, lifted up the near boards. Grebenkin connects with Drysdale, leading the rush. Drysdale hands it off Zegras. Touch pass back across. It lobs over the glass into the crowd, and a one-handed grab by a fan in front of the security guard there. He better not run into one of those guys. But the fan is able to hang on to the puck, and now he has a souvenir. That's pretty good before the holidays. 15-16 left in the second, and the Rangers have a 1-0 lead over the Flyers.
Both teams wearing commemorative number ones. The Rangers on their helmets, the Flyers on their sweaters, commemorating two of the legendary goaltenders that have played here in the NHL, Eddie Jokerman of the New York Rangers and Bernie Parent of the Philadelphia Flyers, both number ones who passed away before the season started.
Face off in the Rangers zone. Noah Lava kicked out. And Will Cooley to take it to the right of Shesterkin near dot. Zegras for Philadelphia. Zegras ties up. Puck comes free. Konechny moves it to the blue line. Shot intentionally wide by Andre. Looking to catch Zegras off the backboards. Now Konechny. Left circle. Wrist shot. Covered by Shesterkin after making the save off his left pad. A couple of chirps and shoves after the whistle. Grebenkin, who appears to be moved up to this top line for Philadelphia. Carl Grunstrom began the day there, but now he is with Zegras and Konechny.
Grebenkin showing good speed, good shot to the front of the net. And Zegras with a nice little play out of the corner to get Konechny set up. Shesterkin made the save as the shot came from the left wing side. So he made the save with his catch glove. He didn't catch it clean, but he put it right down in front of his body. We could easily cover it. Shesterkin looks very sharp, very in control, and showing good economy of motion.
Face-off win for Cates. Banked off the near boards by Andre, dribbling behind the net. Cates goes after it, indirectly plays the point. As Drysdale starts down the wall, checked by by Sherry, separated from the puck. And now Laba to feed it for Sherry down the left wing. Laba in full flight, knocked off his feet by Andre. Slow to get up, no penalty, but a crowd's going to form. And Sherry defending his teammate. Everybody's going to jump in behind the Flyers net. Sticks and gloves, face washes, punches. Everybody's got a dance partner. And it looks like Laba now is the only one still trying to throw a couple as he and Andre got together. But there's a bit of a yard sale going on with sticks and gloves down on the ice. A couple of helmets as well.
We kind of caught a... All right, I'm going to start that again. We caught a close-up on the MSG feed of Andre and Laba talking, and it seems like Andre is trying to say to him, you slipped, I just couldn't stop. Almost trying to say, hey, I apologize for what happened, but I love the fact that Sherry got right in. Taking a look at it on the screen, Laba just blew a tire, and Andre was just riding him towards the wall, so like not a lot there, but I love the fact that...
50. 2 minutes for interference.
I love the fact that Sherry got in
Rangers,
there
penalty number 50.
real quick just to make sure that that wasn't going to go unnoticed.
So I want to know where this penalty for interference came from.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because you had the 5-on-5 scrum going.
Right.
Cooley came in, he grabbed a man. I don't know where you get interference.
Maybe you call a roughing there, but not interference.
I mean, that's...
And if you are, why aren't you going to even it up? Yeah, he caught a guy, no doubt, and he pulled him out of the scrum, but... Hey.
Yeah, that was not a great assessment.
Connor Sherry's
by the officials.
Bloodied up on his lip, and we'll get that 10-2 on the Ranger bench. So it's a Flyers power play here. Will Cooley sitting, but everybody coming to the aid of Noah Lavas. You're okay with that.
Flyers are 0 for 6 in their last 2 games. Schneider's having a problem with his chin strap, and Connecting went right to the officials to say, hey, if he has an equipment issue, he's got to get off the ice.
It's a savvy move by the Flyers veteran.
Absolutely. So the Flyers 0 for 6 in their last 2 games against Buffalo and Montreal. 12 minutes of full time, so 6 full power plays. Zegras leads them with 4 power play goals. They've gone 7 straight without a power play goal, 0 for 16.
Looks like the referees are going to allow Schneider to get his equipment tended to. He'll come back on the ice. Power play's been a big issue for Philadelphia for years. They have...
That and goaltending, right?
No, well, I mean, goaltending's part of it. Power play has ranked 30th or worse 4 straight seasons for Philadelphia. And they've had a couple of different issues to sort out in a younger team in a rebuild, but power play just hasn't been good, as the Rangers will crank it all the way down.
You should be able to finish in the top 20 just by accident. I mean, the consistently finish below 30 is an issue.
And they're over their last 16 coming in. They're 28th in the league entering today. Flyers enter with Cates down the left wing boards. Rolled into the corner. Gavrikov will clear over the stick of Drysdale back to neutral ice. Here's Cates at the red line. Serving it to the left wing boards. Zegras pulls it away from Schneider on his backhand. Now cycles for Brink. Stops up, half wall, passes Zegras, blue line, back for Brink, top left circle. Down for Konechny off the cycle. We'll get it back to the point. Drysdale, stick handling, passing back to Konechny, left side, drifting, shooting wide. A wrist shot from well above the slot. Banked attempt from below the goal line by Zegras. Shesterkin kept his pad of the ice, and the Rangers clear.
Got a nice dumping by Trocheck in the neutral zone. Slow down the far side of the ice away from the bench, allows the Rangers to get a change, force the Flyers to go all the way back in a spot where the goaltender cannot come out and make a play on the puck.
Flyers reload. Here's Michkov through the neutral zone with Tippett on right wing. A pass bounces over a stick. It's Barkey to the middle. They score! Travis Sanheim unmarked between the circles, and in his NHL debut, Denver Barkey will pick up his first NHL point. The Flyers on the power play have tied the game at 1.
And Sanheim, looking like the first-round pick that he was, he just ripped one from the top of the left wing circle. The Flyers were able to keep a puck in and move it around, and Barkey with a really nice read. Flyers gained the zone. Rangers were good at the line in terms of the challenge. It wasn't a clean entry, so that the Flyers win a greasy puck here, and Barkey picks it up. He was in the right circle. He had Sanheim going the other direction. Barkey did a nice job just by following up the play, staying above it, and when he hit Sanheim, Sanheim snapped it, and it hit the inside of Shesterkin's blocker, and it's 1-1.
Power play goal for Philadelphia. And right on cue, they snapped their long offer. They hadn't scored a power play goal since December 3rd. But now the game is tied at 1. Cam York on his backhand from the blue line. Flipped one in midair. Settled by Barkey. Hands it off. Tippett. Wrist shot. Score! And in quick succession, the Flyers with back-to-back goals. 2 primary assists for Denver Barkey in his NHL debut. Owen Tippett hits the back of the net with a wrist shot for the high slot, and the Flyers have taken a 2-1 lead.
Just about the same spot that Sanheim hit from a moment ago. This time it's Tippett, and he goes high blocker side on Shesterkin. Flyers win a puck, a 50-50 battle on the left wing wall. They throw it towards the circle. Barkey comes back out with it. He refeeds Tippett. Tippett glides, gets into a shooting lane about 40 feet out, dead out in front of Shesterkin, and he goes low blocker just over the pad and under the blocker. You couldn't ask for a more perfect placement on the shot than where Tippett placed it.
Owen Tippett's 10th goal this season. He now joins the two other Flyers that were in double figures with Konechny and Zegras. Flyers with it again, attacking zone. Grunstrom turnaround shot from the mid-slot, blocked. Dribbles to the far corner. Delorier is on it for Philadelphia. Centering, and an opportunity for Abel is walking down the slot. He stick check, puck comes free, and the Rangers will dump it ahead.
Good defensive play by Cooley in the slot to pick up a stick and save another chance.
Interesting realignment here for the Rangers. You've got Sherry out there with Laba and Cooley. They may just be between lines here, but Cooley comes off, Miller comes on, and indeed that is the case. Lava will now change off along with Sherry. So the Rangers appear to have made a change. Gabe Perreault is being moved up with JT Miller and Vincent Trocheck. Zegras with it, attacking zone, right point, charges down the wing, centering pass off the stick of Trocheck. He'll turn out of the zone, caught from behind briefly by Grebenkin, but Trocheck fights his way through it to dump the puck in. On the forecheck, it's Perreault working with Miller in the near corner. Miller strips it from a Flyer, moves it up to the right point. Schneider D-to-D for Gavrikov. Shot ricochets off the backboards. Collected by Zegras near corner. He'll work it for Konechny, and he airs it back to the red line.
Perreault on this line gives Trocheck and Miller a guy that can get in first quick and get on a defenseman and win a puck.
Zegras hands it off. Drysdale full flight, late pass. Jumps the stick of Konechny in the right wing circle. Now to the back. A fake. A pass for Zegras. Rotated to Drysdale in tight. Left wing. His shot. Sticked away by Shesterkin to the end glass. Miller near half wall. Nearly stripped by Grebenkin as he tries to pass to the middle. And he'll locate Gavrikov for the exit. Vlad Gavrikov to dump the puck in. And the Rangers change. 11 minutes to go in the second, Dave. Sorry, it's 2-1 Philadelphia.
Sorry about that, Alex. I give the Flyers a lot of credit. They didn't give the Rangers a chance to extend the lead. They have really controlled the period.
Bobby Brink, a pass, eludes the grasp of Sanheim through the neutral zone. Othman pursues, and it hits a man on the Philadelphia bench. And we have a stoppage of play. 10:44 on the second period clock. 2 goals for the Flyers in less than a minute. 31 seconds apart to be exact, actually 21 seconds apart to be exact. Philadelphia with a 2-1 lead over the Rangers here at Madison Square Garden. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Today on Sirius XM Sports.
College football playoffs round 1 continues as the Texas A&M Aggies are home versus the Miami Hurricanes. Will the Aggies' 12th man affect Canes quarterback Carson Beck? Catch all the play-by-play and analysis right now on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Historic hockey moments.
October 15th, 1989, the Great One passes his childhood idol, Mr. Hockey, for most points scored.
Gretzky has 1,850 points.
The Taylor to Gretzky, he scores! He's done it! Wayne Gretzky, the Great One, has become the greatest of them all!
Ladies and gentlemen, Gordie Howe.
A super young man, a great hockey player who shares in everything he does, and congratulations.
The hockey history continues on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you, Madison Square Garden. Nearing the midway point of the second period, the Flyers with a 2-1 lead over the Rangers after 2 goals in quick succession.
And both by the Flyers after winning a 50-50 puck. And both goals coming to the blocker side of Shesterkin. And the Flyers do not give the Rangers that chance to extend the lead.
They've adjusted the time on the second goal. 6:42 the first one, 7:05 the second one, so a 23-second gap between the two as the Flyers ice the puck from their defensive zone. Sanheim from Barkey and Michkov, and then Tippett from Barkey and York. What an NHL debut for 20-year-old Denver Parkey, whose parents got in from Toronto around 3 a.m. They have been singing his praises in Lehigh Valley. Here's a guy who was drafted by the Flyers in the 3rd round, but not really high on many people's organizational depth charts, but has made quite the impression at the American League level in his first professional season, and now has 2 assists in his NHL debut with this puck out of play off the draw.
Now we referenced his grandfather, Randy Legg, who played for the Rangers, made his NHL debut here at Madison Square Garden in November of '72. Grandpa only had 2 assists his whole career. He's got 2 assists in 24 minutes.
That's amazing. Face off to the left of Ersson, near dot in the Flyers zone. Zibanejad wins it back cleanly for the Rangers. Borgen, D to Soucy, left point. Now Panarin working the blue line as well. Beating Borgen, right side, shot, tip. Dribbling wide to the near corner. Lafreniere to pick it up. He had the redirect. Stops up, half wall, tight turn down the wall. Lafreniere slings a pass back to the blue line. Borgen squares it up. Soucy down low. A pass for Panarin. Back to Soucy out high. Soucy lets it fly. Save Ersson. Rebound available. And Parkey, right place, right time to lift it to the blue line. No further. He'll get a second look and clear to Couturier. John Couturier. Drop pass. Tippett as he moves in. Shot ramps off the stick of Soucy. Tippett out of the near corner, feeding Barkey, and he draws a penalty. What can't this kid do? He draws a penalty in the mid-slot, and the Rangers will have to kill off another Flyers power play with 9:45 to go in the second period. The Rangers trailing the Flyers 2-1. Let's get the penalty call from Jake Brink.
New York, number 10, 2 minutes for slashing.
Flyers back to the power play. They already have a power play tally here this afternoon as they lead the Rangers 2-1. We'll step aside. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Flyers on the power play, and they score! A face-off win, Drysdale across, and a one-time rocket from Trevor Zegras, right side. He goes top corner on Shesterkin. That is a snipe. Another power play goal for the Flyers. They are 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and they lead the Rangers 3-1.
This thing was labeled for the minute it left. It's a clean draw, quick little D to D, and a one-timer. He had Drysdale had Shesterkin leaning towards the glove side, and he just went across the grain, and he hit the far post on the blocker side. So that's 3 to the blocker side of Shesterkin. So you can see where the scanning report is on him. What a shot.
Flyers, after coming in 0 for 16, have 2 power play goals in as many chances. And they have quieted the Garden crowd. They fly in, a chance off the rush again. Abels with a shot blocked in transition. And the Rangers get to it in their defensive zone. Hard pass from Trocheck. Well cross ice, picked off by Drysdale, and tried to lead Delorier. And the Rangers take it back. Delorier finishes a hit on Robertson as he clears the puck into the attacking zone. Harrison slows it down. Rangers make a change. What a change in the fortune for the Rangers in this game after playing a terrific first period. They have been blitzed to the tune of 3 goals for the Flyers in a 4-minute span. We have a whistle here on an offside against Philadelphia. And we'll step aside with 8:46 to go in the second period. 2 power play goals from Philadelphia, and they have a 3-1 lead over the Rangers here at Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At ThriveWell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Well, let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. Total turnaround in this game. The Rangers were up 1-0. Philadelphia with 3 here in the second period. They now are out shooting the Rangers 20-11. Well, the Flyers ice the puck here. Rangers will have an end zone faceoff. What has gone wrong so quickly here for the Blue Shirts?
Coverage has been the issue, and we, especially on that second goal, when you take a look at the second goal, when Flyers walk the line to get first of all, they win a battle and a soft battle in the left wing faceoff circle, but when they walk the line, no pressure, no shot lane at all that for the Rangers to pick up, so that was a problem. And then on that last power play goal, lose a faceoff that clean.
Rangers win a faceoff cleanly in the attacking zone. Miller passing for Trocheck, returns it down low. Flyers pick it out of the corner, try to lift it out, kept by Gavrikov. Second effort, Konechny steers it to the neutral zone. Angle pass, here's Perreault to Trocheck. And Trocheck rifle it around the boards. Konechny captures it on the opposite side. Trocheck finishing ahead on Ristolainen, but the Flyers have possession. Sealer, an outlet up the middle, deflected ahead by Zegras, a native of Westchester County, Bedford, New York, 24 years of age, and trying to find the second phase of his career as the Rangers have iced the puck.
I'll never forget Zegras, as we talked about, never afraid to make a hard play. Not afraid with a hard quote either. It was prior to the gold medal game. I think it was the 21 World Juniors. They're playing Canada, and we have him in an interview and talking about the game, and he says, listen, we just don't think Canada's really that good. I almost fell over. I said, yeah, you want to retape that? He goes, no.
Well, when you describe it as never afraid to make a hard play, I think the thing that we have to caption is never afraid to make a difficult play, because sometimes going to the hard areas has been the thing that he has not done.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Panarin moves in, right wing, scores! Panarin with a snipe! He goes blocker side to the long side of the goaltender on a wrist shot in transition. Welcome back, Bread. 2 goals for Panarin, and the Rangers are back within 1.
Another laser beam wrist shot by Panarin, and a huge goal in a huge moment. Panarin just walked down the right wing side, got it right around the top of the dot, which is a really good visual shooter's angle to put a puck to the net from. He came down on a strong side, so he had to go across the goalie, which is a harder shot, because it's not what the eyes of the puck see, it's what the eyes of the shooter sees. But he knew he had Urson leaning a little bit towards his glove side. He just went across the body and scored.
Rangers trying to get something started on the forecheck. O'Cooley is bumped off the puck far boards, allowing the Flyers to pass rink wide. Cates deflects it deep, spins off a check, now battles in the corner against Soucy. Puck moved up the near boards. And Laba will take it out. Nice job to fend off a check and open ice from Cates. And he'll toss the puck in cross corner. Laba in pursuit. Along the backboards. Drysdale gets there. Moves it quickly to the near wall. Borgen cuts it off. Pinching down the right wing boards. Angles it for Cooley out of the corner. Will Cooley absorbs a hit from Drysdale. He's knocked off his feet, but kept the puck moving for Laba back behind. Now Sherry in the left wing corner. Connor Sherry twisting and turning. Sends it up the wall. Near side. Borgen pinches and shoots. Blocked to the near corner. Out of the corner. It's Sherry losing out in a foot race with Michkov. Flyers are able to get it to the red line. And it's Bobby Brink to dump the puck in.
For the Rangers now, it's all about momentum. Put a couple shifts together, stack 2 or 3, take the momentum of the game back. You don't necessarily need the game tire right here, but you need to establish the fact that your game mentally and physically is back.
Puck deflects ahead, left wing. Brennan Othman bumped off the puck and throttled into the corner by Nick Delorier. Othman's going to drop the gloves with Delorier, and Delorier is clobbering him. Oh, Delorier is one of the most fearsome fighters in the league, and he had Othman's number from the beginning of that bout. Goodness.
What a joke by Delorier. First he boards him, which should have been a 5 immediately, and I don't even think that was going to get a call. And I don't care if Othman wants to go with you. You're a heavyweight like that, you almost embarrass yourself by taking the fight.
That is definitely a guy in a different weight class than Delorier, who is one of the feared heavyweights in this league.
And knowing that Rempe is not available for any of that stuff, and those two actually chit-chat a little bit before the game during warm-up, that is just a joke. I respect Nick Delorier for how tough he is.
Philadelphia has a minor penalty for a board and 5 minutes for fighting, 78 for New York, 5 minutes for fighting.
So that should have been 5 for boarding, the instigator, and a game misconduct after the fight. I cannot believe what I'm looking at from the officiating today. I mean, he hurled him in. That is the textbook definition of a 5-minute major. That was violently propelling your opponent from behind into the end boards with a follow-through, and that got a 2-minute. That's a joke.
The problem for Brennan's sake, he dropped his gloves first, and unfortunately for him, Delorier, no. He knows what he's doing. Put this way, that's the 89th career fight for Nick Delorier, which is 3rd among all active players. Only Ryan Reeves and Tom Wilson have more.
And I love the fact that Othman stood up for himself. That's great. I mean, listen, he's trying to make the lineup, so you got to do something like that. But I'm a little put off by the lack of judgment on this call here.
Yeah. So Othman will sit for the fight. Serving for Philadelphia is Michkov as Delorier goes down the tunnel. Rangers, out of all this, do get their just desserts. They have a power play. And a face-off to the right of Ersson. Rangers trailing 3-2, just over 6 minutes to go in the second. Flyers win the draw and clear down ice.
Coming into the game, Rangers 3 for 15 in their last 5, so they're at 20% in that span. And they've got power play goals in 2 of the last 4.
Here's Trocheck moving in right wing. Lifts a wrist shot over top of the net. Settled by Miller. Top of the left circle is pass into the skates of Couturier. It bounds back out to the Rangers zone. Scott Morrow to pick it up. And drop it back for Panarin. Panarin will build speed from the back. Advance it on right wing. Trocheck. Drop pass. Nobody there. And the Flyers able to force it back to the red line. Morrow turns it over. Here comes Sanheim, barging in shorthanded. Toe drag, centers, score! Rodrigo Abels driving the net, finishes it off, and the Flyers take a 4-2 lead on a shorthanded goal.
That's a tough turnover by Scotty Morrow in the neutral zone, and it allowed the Flyers to get an odd man rush, go the other way, and Abels finishes it by depositing it behind Shesterkin on a goal mouth tip-in where he had to get a little creative by getting it from his front to his back. Rangers had a puck in the neutral zone, and Morrow on his backhand from the wall threw one right through the middle. A soft, flat, wounded duck pass that the Flyers took the other way 2-on-1. And I believe the Rangers are going to call a timeout here.
New York is calling a timeout.
Rodrigo Abels is a fascinating story. He is technically an NHL rookie at age 29, but he's a journeyman who spent about a decade in pro hockey. From North America to Europe and back again. Started in the KHL, went to the Western League for junior, then to Quebec. Then, after not making the Canucks after he was drafted by them in 2016, went signed in Sweden, came back to the U.S. for an AHL tryout. That didn't work out. During COVID, he went back to Sweden and then signed with Philadelphia prior to last year earning an AHL call-up. He has been just about everywhere for the Flyers, and as his second goal in now 29 games for Philadelphia, this one coming shorthanded. 4 goals for the Flyers here in period number 2. The Rangers still with 1:13 remaining on their power play.
A good-sized kid, Abels is too, 6'4", 200 pounds, plays a strong, honest, physical game.
Center ice face-off after the Rangers use their timeout. 5:24 remaining in period number 2. Rangers trail the Flyers 4-2. Morrow to bring it up. And they'll swing it back for Miller. Miller's pass nearly picked off by a back-checking Couturier. Panarin dances down the middle, hangs onto the puck, fires, swallowed up by Ersson. Keep feeding Bread the puck. He is on one here this afternoon. Another great A chance.
And I love the fact, and give the Rangers coaching staff credit here. They call timeout, and they leave Scott Morrow in the spot. Morrow's created a really bad turnover. A lot of coaches would take in, bench the kid, and put somebody else out there for the time being. The Rangers go right back to Morrow to let him re-earn his keep, learn from his mistake, and I give the Ranger coaching staff a lot of credit for that.
Scott Morrow, rookie. Previously with the Carolina Hurricanes, acquired in the Keandre Miller trade this offseason. Flyers control the draw. Morrow keeps it in. Feeds Miller down low. He has a Zibanejad open. Bottom left circle. Elects not to shoot. Drifts to the wall instead. Rotates it down low. Trocheck. Back for Panarin. Or rather, back for Zibanejad half wall. Tried to center for Miller. Broken up. Feeding Morrow. Morrow, center point. Shot. Save. Rebound. Jam attempt. Trocheck, goalie without his stick, and he'll freeze the puck. Trocheck had an opportunity on the jam attempt following that shot, but Ersson held his ground, and we have another whistle.
So Morrow with an excellent play now at the point. Walks the line. As soon as he finds the lane, he went across the grain. He was going to his left. He threw it towards his right. Ersson makes the save, kicks out a rebound, and gives Trocheck an opportunity for a second chance.
Puck just waffled over Trocheck's stick on the jam attempt. Miller against Couturier on this faceoff. Miller is 6 for 8 on faceoffs, though the Rangers are underwater for the game. Flyers win it, and Cates steers it out of the zone on his backhand. Rangers wind it up one more time. 20 seconds remaining on their power play. Morrow will crisscross with Gavrikov as the Rangers reset. They have a 5-on-5 unit essentially ready for the end of this power play as the Flyers toss it back to the neutral zone. 7 seconds left in the man advantage. Rifle around the boards. Ristolainen, far corner, nearly stripped by Lafreniere flying off the bench, but the Flyers clear all the way down. Icing waved off. Shesterkin plays the puck. Moves it to the near boards. Lafreniere banks it ahead in midair. Couldn't be settled by Cooley at the attacking line. Rangers get to it. Chip it up in midair. Lob a stick in the skates on Abels. Takes a penalty. Flyers angle it down ice. They've iced the puck, but a penalty now can be assessed to Noah Laba. A trip that sends Philadelphia to the power play with 3:52 left in the second. The Rangers trailing 4-2.
New York, number 42, 2 minutes for tripping.
So the Rangers are in trouble here. They've given up 4 goals to the Flyers here in the second period, and Philadelphia will have a power play when we come back. Rangers trailing 4-2. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Every fantasy football player has a date with destiny, and this week is yours. The fantasy football playoffs are here. Listen to Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio and dominate your competition with expert analysis.
You don't need upside this week. You need more points than your opponent.
Go home the champion, or just go home.
I'm not getting too cute on the waiver wire this week. I'm going what got me to the dance.
On Fantasy Sports Radio, where fantasy football championships are won. Channel 87, in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Deep breath. We'll be fine. Trust the process.
Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
November 26, 2005, the New York Rangers win 3-2 over the Washington Capitals in the longest NHL shootout at the time, and it was an unlikely hero that emerged for the Blue Shirts in the 15th round with a highlight for the ages.
League has not scored this year. In on Kolzig. Fake the legs! Oh, the league went between his legs!
Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, your NHL 100.
Is the greatest player to ever play sitting at the podium right now?
We talk about this all the time. That's what makes sports great, and that's what makes hockey wonderful. I think we're all in pretty much agreement that Gordy was pretty special.
The hockey history continues. Never miss a moment on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
February 7th, 1976, Toronto Maple Leafs captain Darryl Sittler dominates at home in an 11-4 win over Boston.
He's beaten Rocket besides Becker. 9 points in the game, 5 goals, 4 assists. Hitler, 10 points. That's a new record. As long as he lives, he'll remember this evening. So will all of us doing the game here at Maple Leaf Gardens.
On Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
And one at even strength for Philadelphia as the Rangers lift the puck all the way down after winning the faceoff. Sanheim. Beg your pardon, Drysdale on the reset. Konechny for Zegras. And now Cates rolls it to the left wing corner. Soucy is on the puck, locates Trocheck far corner, and he angles it out.
Miller thought about going shorty there. The puck was just out of his reach.
Zegras in over the line. Saucer pass. Konechny left wing. Comes to a halt. Konechny stripped to the puck by Borgen and cleared down by Miller.
Rangers doing a nice job challenging at the line, and even on the play where they gave up the first power play goal, the challenge at the line was good. It was the Flyers with a secondary puck win that set up the goal.
Outlet up the right wing. It's Brink moving it back to the point, and play is whistled down and then offside. It just hopped over the blue line. 2:53 left in the second, and the Flyers lead the Rangers 4-2.
Bobby Brink, a good young player, came out of the University of Denver. Both he and Noah Cates play on the same line together. Both were NCAA national champions. Cates at Minnesota Duluth and Brink at Denver. Brink's dad was a tremendous college hockey player in his own right at the University of Minnesota. He originally passed up, ready for this? Got recruited by the Gophers, passed it up, went on a golf scholarship to like Southern Florida, decided he didn't like it, called Minnesota back, said, "Do you mind if I come back?" They said, "Sure." And one of us an All-American.
Jeez. A little different time then.
Yes.
Michkov sends the puck around the boards. Barkey cancels out Cooley on the forecheck as the Rangers eventually get to the puck and clear. But Denver Barkey, as the Flyers are offside of the attacking line, I continue to be impressed by this kid, 20 years of age, and has 2 assists in his NHL debut.
Moved into the spot that they moved Carl Gunstrom out of on the left side of Couturier and Tippett. Gunstrom was up with Zegras and Konechny on the big line for a while early on in this game. But Barkey has just shown a calm with the puck, a poise with the puck, and an ability to find a number one option quickly.
5'10", 171, soaking wet, but making an impact here this afternoon. Flyers enter, rink-wide pass, jumps a couple of sticks. Rangers force it back to the neutral zone. 20 seconds left in the Rangers' kill as it's dumped in by Philadelphia. Tippett is on it, moves it to the right wing corner. Sanheim digs for the puck, battling against Sam Carrick. Carrick digs it free, hard around, near side. York down the near boards, chips it free. A shot from the perimeter. Couturier off of Shesterkin's shoulder, hops in the air. Tippett gets to it. Laba out of the box, streaks to a loose puck, and picks it up one-on-one. Laba driving in. Tippett converges to him, along with the defenseman Sealer, to take the puck away.
I like to play Laba Bay because the Flyers were in a change, and Sealer couldn't immediately jump into the play. He had to wait for his change to happen, so he retreated late. Laba realized it and attacked the open area well.
Angled off the near boards, picked up by Panarin, slides it across just in front of Schneider, left wing. Schneider flips it down the wall, off the stick of Konechny, allows Grundstrom to skate it out with Konechny. Rink-wide pass picked off by a back-checking Zibanejad. Up and down we go. Schneider, outlets, Lafreniere, right wing, stops up, drop past Schneider, collision, shoulder to shoulder with Abols, unable to keep the puck on the right side of the attacking line. It's whistled down and offside.
If you're Schneider at that point, if you're Lafreniere at that point, you drove wide, you made a good entry, and by the way, the stick bang you're hearing in the background is Othman just got let out of the penalty box and skated back to the bench after his fight with Delorier. But if you're Lafreniere, you gain the zone on the right wing side. He pulled up a little bit, but he still probably had 3 or 4 feet of room to work with. And that 3 to 4 feet of room makes a world of difference when you're trying to activate the trailer into the play to give them some space to corral a puck and make a play.
Face off the neutral zone just outside the Flyer line. Ranger win. And it's Miller. Touch pass for Perreault, left side. Played to the point. Shoveled to the right wing corner by Robertson. Miller digs it out of there. Feeds the point. Morrow shot off 2 sticks. Ricochets to the far corner. Final minute of the second period. Rangers trailing 4-2. Fed to the near boards. And Flyers will take over and bounce it in onto the Ranger net. Stopped by Shesterkin. He'll lob one in the neutral zone. Gloved by Perreault. Moves it across. Trocheck on right wing. Centers. Perreault will apply the brakes. Perreault spins. Opens. Shoots wide. Cates got his stick to it and altered the shot. 25 seconds. Robertson kept the zone briefly. It's rifled back to the red line. Rangers take over. Still some time here. 18 seconds. Morrow rolls it ahead. Trocheck down the middle. His pass broken up. Morrow recovers the loose puck in the attacking zone. Down the left wing. Skates. Passes for Trocheck. Back to Miller. Left point. Feeding Morrow out in front. His shot smothered by Ersson. Lunging out to the top of the blue paint. Morrow looks skyward as he tried to flip a wrist shot over the pad and under the blocker to the long side.
Well, he got to a nice area, Morrow did. He stuck behind Cates. The Flyers' defense is more toward the right wing side of the ice from their perspective, and Morrow snuck in from the right point into the faceoff circle. Cates never saw him until it was almost too late.
5 seconds on the clock. End zone faceoff. Zibanejad against Couturier. Sticks down. Puck drops. Zibanejad wins it. Fires from a sharp angle. And it ricochets to the far corner. That'll take us to the end of 2. The Rangers trail the Flyers 4-2 in a wild second period that saw 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goal from Philadelphia. 4 in all from the Flyers. And they lead the Blue Shirts 4-2 after 2.
Flyers had a good first. They shook off the last minute issues that they had. Remember, they had that bad icing, and then they gave up the goal on a terrible clearing play. Came out in the second period. We talked about the Rangers trying to extend the lead. The Flyers never gave an opportunity to extend the lead because they took control of the period from the get-go. Really never let their foot off the gas. They were the better team. They were the faster team, but more important for Philly, they were the hungrier team.
It didn't help that the Rangers handed the Flyers 3 power plays as well, and Philadelphia capitalized on 2 of them to take the lead 4-2 through 2 periods of play. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. We invite you to stay tuned for the second intermission report with Pat O'Keefe in the studio. We'll recap the stats through 2, get another check of the out-of-town scoreboard, and much more. 4-2 Flyers over the Rangers after 2 periods of play. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Ready to let the good times cruise? Then you need a Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, a proud partner of the New York Rangers. Made with real iced tea, real vodka, and no bubbles. It's one wildly refreshing drink. Sun Cruiser goes great with the sun, the sand, the snow, and anywhere else your adventures take you. Stop by Sharky's Clifton in Clifton and enjoy a cold Sun Cruiser while watching any of the New York Rangers games. Sun Cruiser Beverage Company, Boston, Massachusetts. All nutritionals based on 12-ounce serving. Please drink responsibly.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit peerlessboilers.com and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
Every unforgettable Rangers moment is built on passion, precision, and legacy. The same qualities that define London Jewelers. For 100 years, London Jewelers has helped generations celebrate life's biggest wins, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones that last forever. Because true brilliance isn't just seen, it's felt, shared, and passed on. From luxury jewelry to fine timepieces, London Jewelers is where moments become memories that last a lifetime. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of excellence. Visit London Jewelers at any of their 6 locations.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
This is the New York Rangers Intermission Report. Now, here's Pat O'Keefe on the MSG Radio Network.
A tough second period for the Rangers as they allow 4 Philadelphia goals in a variety of fashions. The Rangers did get one in the second as well, but after leading 1-0 following the first, the Rangers now trail 4-2. After 2. They scored late in the first period, a very well-played first period for the Rangers, and Artemi Panarin's goal in the final minute of that first period gave the Blue Shirts a 1-0 lead heading into the first intermission, and the hope obviously was that they could carry that momentum into the second period. Unfortunately for the Rangers, they were unable to do so. And the first penalty that was called against the Rangers, it was a 2-minute interference call against Will Cooley at the 5:17 mark. It was a play where there was extracurricular activity and roughing among both teams, and Cooley was the only player on the ice signaled out, put into the penalty box, and that gave the Flyers their first power play of the game. Now, Philadelphia's power play unit coming into the game on the season, 27th out of 32 teams in the NHL. On the road, even worse. 12.1% conversion rate. They only had 4 power play goals on the road all season long coming into this game in 33 opportunities. And prior to this afternoon, they were 0 for their last 16 with the man advantage. But unfortunately for the Rangers, with Cooley in the box, Travis Sanheim scored his 3rd goal of the season. Darwin Barkey had the primary assist, his first career point at the 6:42 mark to tie the score. And just 23 seconds after that, Owen Tippett on another assist by Barkey, his 10th of the season, made it 2-1 Flyers. So in the matter of a minute and a half, the penalty to Cooley, the goal by Sanheim, and the goal by Tippett, this game had completely flipped. And then the Rangers gave Philadelphia another power play. This time, Artemi Panarin to the box, 2 minutes for slashing Denver Barkey. So Panarin in the box. Trevor Zegras scores his 15th goal of the season to make it 3-1. So 3 goals scored in the span of 3.5 minutes for the Flyers. 2 of them on the power play when they had been, again, 0 for 16 coming into today. But Artemi Panarin scored his 2nd of the season unassisted at the 12:23 mark. It was a pretty quick answer, a little more than 2 minutes after the Zegras goal to make it 3-2. And it felt like at that time the Rangers had withstood that barrage from Philadelphia. And it especially felt that way when Brendan Othmann dropped the gloves and went at Nikolai Delorier. Unfortunately, Othmann got the worst of that encounter. But Delorier, in addition to 5 for fighting for both players, Delorier went to the box for 2 minutes for boarding Othman, which kind of started the fracas. So the Rangers down 3-2 with a power play. Rangers power play this year has been solid, middle of the road, 16th in the NHL coming in. Unfortunately, not only were they unable to capitalize, but on the other side of the ice, Rodrigo Abel scored his second goal of the season shorthanded. So the Rangers in that second period alone give up 2 power play goals. They give up an even strength goal. They give up a shorthanded goal. And just when it looked like they were right back in the game trailing by 1 and on a power play, they gave up that shorthanded goal to make it 4-2. So that's where we stand right now as the teams wait to take the ice for period number 3. Buy 4 games for the price of 3 and get your whole gang to the Garden during this centennial season. Take advantage of this exclusive offer by heading to shop.newyorkrangers.com/JOY. Second intermission report here on the MSG Radio Network. It's 4-2. Flyers leading the New York Rangers. When we come back, we will take a look ahead to period number 3 and see if the Rangers can get back into this game once again. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Jew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never give up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at NHLshop.com. A Fanatics experience.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda Wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or a 2026 CR-V, a 4.99% APR on a 2026 Civic, or a 3.49% APR on a 2026 HR-V.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the ice, playing pickup on a Saturday, or scoring the game winner in overtime. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes? Oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, Superior Light Beer, the official beer sponsor of the New York Rangers. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, less than 1 gram of protein, and 0 grams of fat per 12 ounces.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At ThriveWell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
Welcome back to the New York Rangers' second intermission report. Pat O'Keefe with you in our Hudson Square studios as the Rangers trail the Philadelphia Flyers 4-2 after 2. Vincent Trocheck among the Rangers forwards, 15 minutes time on ice, leading the way in that category among all Rangers skaters. Vladislav Gavrikov with 17 minutes and 13 seconds of ice time. Artemi Panarin and Scott Morrow each with 4 shots on goal. For Panarin, he also has scored both Rangers goals. Meanwhile, Gabe Perreault, in his second game since being recalled after scoring his first NHL goal on Thursday night in St. Louis against the Blues, 9 minutes and 34 seconds of ice time. We spoke about Perreault in the pregame show with Dave Starman and his spot in the lineup for the Rangers. His first go-round, he was placed on the top 6 and didn't really have much of an impact. Sent back down, recalled again, and now skating on the third line, along with rookie centerman Noah Laba, who has anchored that third line all season long. The results, at least on Thursday, were there as Perreault scored his first NHL goal. Dave Starman also felt that made a difference in the way that he performed on Thursday against the Blues. And Mike Sullivan was asked about his placement on the lines before the game today. Why have him on the third line now after he had him top 6 the last time Perreault was called up?
So our observation when we had him up the last time was it was a really difficult task. One of the in our thought process was when we put him right up into the top 6 is we understand the type of player that he is, and we're trying to put him in a position to be successful. He's an offensive player with good offensive instincts, and so our intention was to put him with our best offensive people, and that's what we did. The flip side of that is you're going to play against the opponent's top players. You're going to get the top defense pair. You're going to get, the very best players that you're playing against. And so, this time around, we thought more in terms of, would it make sense for Gabe if we put him around some different people, and maybe he doesn't get the top defense pair, and it gives him an opportunity to act on his instincts and do his thing that way, and then we'll watch and we'll see if there's an opportunity to move him up. We'll move him up based on what we see and how he evolves, and so that's part of the thought process that's gone into what we've done to this point with Gabe, and we'll watch him moving forward, and so my whole thing is I don't want the player to be overwhelmed, and we're trying to watch for that and to see how he does. And if we don't think he is, but we will certainly move him up the lineup as soon as we think that he's ready for it and prepared for it, and it helps our team. It helps our team also. So that's part of the thought process, and I just think it's part of the overall development of a young player in trying to help that player emerge in a most expeditious fashion. I know everybody wants to just plop him right into the first line and say, let's go. But, my experience has certainly been that it's not as easy as that. And so we're trying to help him through that process.
Here's Rangers head coach Mike Sullivan. Have yourself a hockey holiday with the Rangers. Get tickets to see the Rangers live in action this holiday season by heading to NewYorkRangers.com/TIX. One other game going on right now on what will be a busy Saturday across the NHL. The Red Wings in Washington lead the Capitals 4-1, just underway in the third period. Shots on goal in the second period of this game, 10-7 in favor of the Flyers. They have outshot the Rangers so far 22-15. Rangers fans, don't miss a moment off the ice. Catch ESPN New York on YouTube for all the New York sports talk you love. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Subscribe now and stay locked in. ESPN New York on YouTube. And this has been the Rangers' second intermission report. Coming up next, period number 3 from Madison Square Garden with Alex Faust and Dave Starman. I'll be back with you on the post-game show as we see if the Rangers can get back into this one, trailing the Flyers 4-2 after 2. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and you're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been the New York Rangers Intermission Report. Blue Shirts Hockey is next.
Today on Sirius XM Sports. College football playoffs round 1 continues as the Texas A&M Aggies are home versus the Miami Hurricanes. Will the Aggies' 12th man affect Canes quarterback Carson Beck? Catch all the play-by-play and analysis right now on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and the SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here. Historic hockey moments, NHL Network Radio.
December 27th, 2000, well into retirement, which included a 1997 Hockey Hall of Fame induction, and also becoming owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mario Lemieux, 44 months after hanging up the skates, called it a comeback.
33 seconds into the game, Mario Lemieux will get an assist in his first shift back. Lemieux scores! It is back!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
We welcome you back to Madison Square Garden. Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you. The Rangers trailing the Philadelphia Flyers 4-2 as we get set for the third period of action. And a reminder that when it's game time, it's Tully time. Third period puck drop brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. All right, Dave, the Rangers have some work to do, down by 2 as we get set for the third period. No carryover penalties, but defense has been the calling card of this team all season long, and it got away from them in that second period.
Just been some small miscues, and as you know in the NHL, if you're a talented player, you don't need a whole lot of time and a whole lot of room, and you look at the goal that Zegras scored, that bomb of a shot, D-to-D pass, and he just wound up and let it rip, and he did it from a good spot. The Rangers, you are bang on. They have been a really good defensive team, and it's been some uncharacteristic breakdowns, especially shorthanded, because in my opinion, watching all the penalty kills around the league, the Rangers penalty kill is as structured, steady, and solid and efficient as anybody out there. So it's been a little uncharacteristic.
Yeah, just outside the top 10 in the NHL. They were 14 for their last 15 coming in, but the Rangers have conceded 2 power play goals in this game. Philadelphia has scored twice on the power play, once shorthanded, and once at even strength. Rangers will skate from right to left in this third period. Zibanejad against Couturier on the center ice faceoff. Puck is dropped. Rangers win it, and they'll advance the puck on right wing. Lafreniere deflects it ahead, and Zibanejad gives chase. Lowers the shoulder against Sanheim. Puck comes up the far wall. Schneider on the pinch. Schneider gets a piece of the puck, but it's taken by Denver Barkey and reversed back for Cam York, allowing the Flyers to lift it back to the red line. Here they come with Owen Tippett, barging into the zone. Tippett leaves it, and Couturier slid it across on his backhand, looking for a crashing Barkey, who was off his feet, but didn't miss a redirect by very much. The Rangers have iced it, and will have a face-off in their own zone.
I'm not sure if Shesterkin got that one, or if that hit the side of the net, but the Flyers came across the blue line with really good speed, and they grabbed the line with possession. They had 3 lanes filled, and they had all kinds of options as they went to the net. And I think Shesterkin at the last second bailed him out with another really good right pad save.
Face-off win for Philadelphia. Left point. It's Andre. Slides it past to the corner. Zegras twisting and turning, gliding up the wall, stopping, half-board, saucer pass to an activating Drysdale. He'll guide it around the boards to Zegras, left wing corner. Bumped off the puck by Zibanejad. The Rangers lift it out to the red line, and Panarin dumps it in.
Panarin stuck behind the D, just he was out of gas at the end of his shift. But the Rangers, I think, are going to try to stretch the zone and see what they can find behind the Flyers' defense. Little cherry picking right now might not be the worst thing in the world.
Carson Soucy, outlets. Trocheck swats it deep. And it's dumped in to the left wing corner. Miller pursues, battles Sealer. Puck popped to the near wall. Perreault tried to swing it to the point, picked off by Mitchko. And he'll lead it out of the zone, rolling it ahead into the right wing corner. Noah Cates pursues, checked by Borgen. Cates chips it up the near boards, nobody home, overskated by Mitchkov. and allows the Rangers to possess. And here's Gabe Perreault down the middle, passes out wide. Trocheck a shot, a low wobbling wrist shot. Ersson out of his goal crease to trap the puck into his pads and make the save.
Really nice pass by Perreault, who drew a lot of coverage. Trocheck from the faceoff dot, trying to go through the wickets of Ersson. When the goaltender gets off the post quick, or gets across the crease quick to the point where they've got the angle on you with the shot, you're better off shooting low because you're going to produce potentially a secondary shot. If you shoot high and miss, it's all the way around and out. So I do like the hockey sense of Trocheck to keep it down low and see if he can find something on a secondary play.
Face-off win for Philadelphia. D-zone, high lift, loved by Cooley. He'll start Noah Laba on his way down the right wing. York is on the puck in the far corner and starts the breakout for the Flyers. Grundstrom, rink-wide pass in front of Konechny. Cooley able to intercept. The Rangers unable to dump it in. Flyers holding their line as York advances it on left wing. Trying to connect with Abels, who had a short-handed goal. He deflects it deep. Picked up by Morrow in the Rangers zone. Outlets for Laba, up through center. Sherry, bouncing puck onto net. Trapped by the glove of Ersson to his chest for a whistle. Just over 2 minutes played in the third period. 17:38 on the clock, and the Rangers trail 4-2.
To show what an anomaly this kind of game is right now for the Flyers, they came in -5, power play goals for to power play goals against. They hadn't scored a shorthanded yet and gave up 2. So they were -5 in the 4 to against on the power play things, and then -2 on the shorthanded situation. And they have turned that around completely with 2 power play goals and their first shorty of the season.
Rangers led this game 1-0. Flyers then with 3. Rangers got 1 back. And then the shorthanded goal to make it 4-2. Both Ranger goals from Artemi Panarin. He handles the puck, center point, walks down the wall with Schneider activating right side. Shot blocked to the end boards. Zibanejad picks it up goal line, creeps up the near wall, exchanges with Gavrikov, snuck a shot, looking to the back post. And a rising turnaround bid from Panarin from the far point, knocked down by the shoulder of Ersson and broken out by the Flyers. They'll dump the puck into the Rangers zone. Schneider and Barkey come together, given away, shot in tight. Save made by Shesterkin. Couturier right on it as the Rangers gave it away. Stretch pass aiming for Lafreniere. To your point, Dave, he was cherry-picking at the end of his shift, but the Rangers will make a change.
And right now, if you're the Rangers, you can stretch the ice a little bit. Do it. The one thing I will tell you with the Rangers defense, they've got ability to make long passes accurately, so you might as well test it now.
Zegras to fire it in behind the Rangers' cage. And out of the near corner, it's Grebenkin tried to walk to the front. He got bodied up by Trocheck. He'll skate it out and dump it in up the left wing with Gabe Perreault pursuing. Perreault finishes a hit on York. Flyers, though, are on the puck with Travis Sanheim, one of the alternate captains, moving the puck up the left wing boards. Morgan in pursuit, and a shoulder check on Grebenkin knocks him off the puck. Rangers feed it cross ice out of the zone. They'll make a change. Trocheck goes in after it, beats Ristolainen to it. Sealer off his feet. Rangers swarming on the forecheck, though. Ristolainen right place, right time as the puck is chipped away from the far wall. Sent deep by the Flyers. 4 minutes played, third period. Rangers up Rangers trailing 4-2 here at Madison Square Garden. Morrow possesses for the Rangers in their own zone. Stretch pass for Laba. Deflects it all for Cooley. They're onside. Left wing. Cooley tries to connect with Laba, who is driving to the back door. Hauled down on a hooking penalty. And the Rangers will have a power play here early in the third period.
Nice job by Laba to drive the net. Will Cooley, who has been
24 Philadelphia's got a minor hook.
I said Laba's been driving, or Cooley's been driving some offense. Throws one to Laba in front of the net. I cannot believe Sealer's even beginning to argue this call. I mean, this met every parameter for hooking. But great job by Laba to go to the front of the net. I really would have loved to see Cooley blast that shot low and give Laba a chance on a rebound. But bottom line is they wind up drawing a power play. And Alex, I was outside the area here between periods, talking to a couple of my guys I know, NHL Scout Pro guys, and the buzz was Cooley, and they were all saying to me, is it us, or is there something really there with Cooley? And you and I have been talking about it during the year, like there's something there with this kid. and it's nice to see him becoming more consistent, I would say, over the last 5-10 games.
Yeah, he's on a career-high goal-scoring pace as well, up to 9 on the season. Rangers lose on the face-off, and it's ripped around the boards. Collected at the red line by Panarin. He has 2 goals this afternoon. Rangers trail 4-2. On the power play, Noah Laba drawing it. It's the third power play for the Rangers. Sanheim, a clear up the far boards and down. Shesterkin to handle. Rangers wind it up from their own zone. Scott Morrow, the rookie, quarterbacking. Drop pass for Zibanejad, building speed from his own line. Now Panarin. Pass up the right wing into the skates of Trocheck. Dribbles to the far corner. Flyers are on the puck. Abels hands it off. Flyers bank it down with Grundstrom doing the honors.
Biggest thing that you can do to make your power play successful is gain entry and get into eyes up time quickly. If you can have an entry and eyes up within about 3 seconds, you really have an efficient power play.
Cross-ice outlet out of the reach of Trocheck, and that draws groans from the Garden crowd. Flyers will launch it down ice, leaving under a minute on this Rangers power play. Noah Laba charges down the left wing boards. Laba behind the net, chips it for Cooley in the right wing corner. Puck comes free, poke to the line. Gavrikov, touch pass this way to Panarin. Panarin moves in, left wing circle, shot, save, Ersson. Came out to challenge Panarin and shouldered it down. Panarin beats Gavrikov, center point. Now Perreault, right side to Gavrikov, center point. Perreault, right wing circle. Touch pass, goal line with Cooley trying to return it for Perreault. It's nudged out of the zone.
I would have loved to see Cooley go to the jam play. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of the jam play. Cooley's a big, strong kid. I would have loved to see him just turn wheel and jam it into the pads of the goalie.
He was standing next to the net. Gavrikov shot left point, smothered by Couturier. Laba recovers in the neutral zone. Penalty time is up. Sealer is out of the box. Back to even strength. 13:40 left in the third. The Rangers trailing 4-2. Ristolainen is on it, defensive zone for Philadelphia, near corner. Rubs off the hit from Carrick and allows Connecting to lift it to the red line. Behind the intended target, Abels will pick it up and rifle it in. Shesterkin to cut it off behind his net. Hand it off for Soucy. Zegras pressuring on the forecheck. Now Abels nearly got the steal, poked it free. Though Borgen rescues the puck, and Lafreniere sneaks it back to the neutral zone.
Shesterkin unfortunately handed Soucy a hand grenade down low in the corner. He had nowhere to go with it, and he had Zegras all over him, who's got as good an offensive stick as anybody.
Trevor Zegras extending his point streak to 7 games in a row. 8 goals in a 12-game span for Zegras. He scored on the power play middle of the second period.
It's a career high for him in terms of consecutive game point streak.
Shesterkin with an outlet pass, bounces over a couple of sticks, reaches Perreault, red line, gets a return pass from Miller, and now it's sent in by Trocheck around the boards, far side. Michkov cuts it off. Perreault with the steal, works it back behind. Ristolainen able to swoop back to intercept. Now Trocheck cuts off a clearing attempt, puts it to the middle, and Perreault had to hurry his shot. There were a couple of sticks in the way, and ramps off of one of them and into the crowd. So we reach a stoppage with 12:26 left in the third period. The Rangers trail the Flyers 4-2. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Attention Rangers fans, let's talk winning off the ice. ThriveWell Infusion specializes in delivering cutting-edge infusion therapies for rare diseases and autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. At ThriveWell, patients receive care, comfort, convenience, and compassion so they can get back to cheering for their favorite teams. From New York to New Jersey and across Long Island, ThriveWell offers private state-of-the-art infusion suites along with breakaway treatment from our highly trained medical team. Find out more at ThriveWellInfusion.com. That's ThriveWellInfusion.com. Saving lives drip by drip.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings during the More to Move You event. Lease a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $199 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN385912. MSRP $32,795. Zero security deposit. Ends 1/2/26.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman back here with you at the Garden. 12:26 left in the third. Rangers trail the Flyers 4-2. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Honda dealers.
Flyers came in up and down as of late. I was reading an article on them recently, and one of the keys to their success this year, their skids haven't lasted very long. They don't really lose back-to-back games very often, and the goaltending has been good.
Turnaround bid, Lafreniere off a centering pass from Panarin, missed the net. Lafreniere digs it out of the corner, kicks it to his stick, battles against Sealer. Puck pops free. Lafreniere tried to turn the corner, ran into Denver Barkey. Flyers have possession back, and it's banked up the near boards and down. Philadelphia 3-3 this month as Owen Tippett gets a steal in the attacking zone. Feeds Sealer from the back. Shot kicked out by the right pad of Shesterkin. Tippett now left wing corner. Hands it off. Barkey centers. Ristolainen looking to the long side. Missed on a wrist shot. Sealer for Barkey. Touch pass down the wing. Couturier banks it back for Barkey. Shovels it for Ristolainen. Shot into the catching glove of Shesterkin. And it all started with a steal on the forecheck for Owen Tippett in the attacking zone for Philadelphia.
You know what's interesting? Flyers with a lead here on the road. I looked it up this morning. More than half of the NHL has got a better record on the road than they do at home, which is unique when you think about home ice. But with the exception of this building, which is very unique, that's the oldest building in the league, most everybody's building looks like everybody else's building, right? This building at least has a little difference, a little character to it. But like to me, I think most teams are as comfortable on the road as they are at home because it's like playing in their home rink.
And I would argue, too, that the structure of the day and having everything regimented is probably a little bit more predictable when you're on the road in today's NHL.
100%. Great point.
Will Borgen in the defensive zone rubs off a hit. Outlets for Noah Lava. Hits a stick. Lava picks it up once again and rips it in. Cut off by Ersson behind that. Of course, the Rangers well documented, struggling at home this season. Will Borgen shot tipped wide to the near corner. Lifted out by the Flyers. The Rangers just 4-10-3 here at Madison Square Garden. 13-5-1. The most road wins in the NHL, including most recently on Thursday in overtime against the St. Louis Blues. Here's JT Miller flying in, centering. Trocheck, big save. Ersson, long rebound, trickles in on the follow-up. The Rangers pull within one. Vincent Trocheck following up the rebound on a shot down the slot. Gets one through Ersson to make it a 4-3 game.
Entries. It's magic what happens when you can grab the line with speed, and the Rangers do here. Good little pass, and then another pass. So the pass from the right wing side from Miller to Trocheck in front. Trocheck was right in the hash marks, took the shot. It was not fielded cleanly by the goaltender Ersson. Deflected a little bit. Trocheck stayed with it, and he banked it off of, looks like Rebenkin, through the legs of Ersson, and the Rangers pull within one. But it all started with a good first pass out and a good first pass in.
That ends a drought for Trocheck. No goals in his last 11 entering today. Just his 6th of the season after 26 goals last year. Remember, Trocheck did miss 14 games with an upper body injury. But that's a much-needed goal for Trocheck. Assists from Miller and Perreault. Shot from the point, ramps off the stick into the protective netting. And a stoppage with 10:25 left in the third. The Rangers now trail the Flyers 4-3.
Really nice pass by Miller. Miller came down the right wing side, went to his backhand. He had Trocheck probably 10 feet behind him and about 10 feet away from him. Trocheck jumped into soft ice, an area of ice that was not occupied, and there were 3 Flyer defenders in the neighborhood, nobody on Trocheck. So the Flyers got back, and it's just another example of don't mistake effort for execution.
Face-off controlled by the Flyers after they lost the drop of the puck. Barkey to dump the puck in. Shesterkin handles behind his goal. Hard pass up the near side. Couturier to the middle. Touch pass, Tippett to the point. Ristolainen to the Sealer. Center point. Shot deflected wide by Barkey. It was A hound on the forecheck. Oh, big collision away from the puck. Miller is down in neutral ice. Slow to get up.
Struggling to get
Miller.
up.
And he is doubled over in pain as he will gingerly get back to the Ranger bench. I think that may have just been a collision where neither saw each other coming. It was away from the puck as both teams were changing. I'd love to see a look when we get a replay, but JT Miller in distress on the Ranger bench.
Hopefully it's just a stinger.
Here's Lafreniere for Zibanejad on left wing, centering pass, aiming for Panarin. Off a Flyer stick, angled to the point. Schneider, D2D, Gavrikov, left point, wafts a shot over the net. Off the backboards, Lafreniere lowers the shoulder on the forecheck, battles for the puck, wins it along the far boards. Chip for Panarin. He'll walk in, dart behind the net. Panarin circles out high, all the way to the blue line. Long pass Schneider, left circle, centering pass, ricochets off of Gavrikov, off of a Flyer with Sanheim hitting the deck, and he'll slowly get to the Flyer bench, but won't have a chance because the Flyers have iced the puck. By the way, the door has opened by the Ranger dressing room, and JT Miller is heading down the tunnel.
And he is not moving his left arm at all. Sanheim on the other side of it got hit in the face with a deflection, and he might have to stay out. Miller was coming out of the zone, came across the blue line, and Sealer laid into him. And then he got fallen down on by Tippett on the other side of it. That was a nice, clean check by Sealer. And then on the other side of it, Sanheim gets drilled right in the chicklets on a deflection that came through the front of the net.
So with 9 minutes left in the third, Rangers have seen their captain go down the tunnel with what appears to be an upper body injury. Wrist shot from Schneider, right point, off the backboards. Now Gavrikov from the left side also cranks a shot wide. Schneider down the wall, Lava jamming for the puck, and it's sent out by the Flyers back to the red line. This is still a one-shot game in all of this, thanks to the hard work from Vincent Trocheck, breaking an 11-game goal drought to make it a 4-3 game. Zegras outlets, neutral zone. Konechny to dump it in. Far corner, Gavrikov to possess defensively for the Rangers. Now Sherry, bank pass to Carrick. Rempe joins the battle on the near boards. Puck comes free, Flyers win it. Drysdale enters down the middle. Mitchkov now for Konechny. Tried to pass across the seam. Zegras down the middle, knocked it wide of the net. Sealer tees it up blue line. Stick saved by Shesterkin. And Schneider will move it up the far boards. Rangers reset and change. Here's Carrick up the middle. He has support joining. Carrick, a wrist shot swallowed up by Ersson as Rempe approaches the net. Everybody will join in. A few words are exchanged, but no more than that. And we have a whistle with 7:57 remaining in the third. Rangers trail the Flyers 4-3 here at Madison Square Garden. New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York, and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This is Rich Gannon from the SiriusXM Blitz. We are heading down the stretch of the season, and there's a lot on the line in Week 16.
Are we really looking at the playoffs without Mahomes, Lamar, Goff, and even Dak?
The Steelers take on the Lions, and the Ravens host the Patriots on Sunday Night Football.
Drake May eludes a defender. Falling down, he throws to the end zone. It's caught.
He's got it!
Touchdown, Patriots!
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Historic hockey moments.
Game 8 of Super Series 76 coming to you from the Spectrum.
January 11th, 1976, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the team known as the Red Army team of the Soviet Union.
They are leaving the ice. They're going to go. They're going home. Come out, and in about 40 seconds worth of hockey time, the Flyers have scored.
And the Broad Street Bullies would never look back after that one, winning 4-1 to become the only NHL team in the 4-game series to beat the Red Army.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Historic hockey moments on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
After scoring 4 goals in Game 38 for his 45th on the season, on December 30th, 1981, the great one Wayne Gretzky and his Edmonton Oilers hosted the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 39 of the season.
Gretzky, will he shoot? He does. He scores! Wayne Gretzky's 50th goal in 39 games.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Back here at Madison Square Garden, let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Alex Faust, Dave Starman here with you at the Garden. Rangers trail the Flyers 4-3 with just under 8 minutes to go in regulation time. Flyers scored 4 times in the second period. Rangers led this game 1-0. Artemi Panarin with 2 goals. Vincent Trocheck with a goal here in the third to make it a 1-goal game. Panarin, a full spin through the neutral zone, drawing oohs and ahs from the crowd as he slides the puck around the boards. Chipped up the far wall and knocked away from Morrow back to the Rangers zone.
These are two teams that are built very similarly in terms of the way they approach the game. They got 2 coaches who, high-end guys who think the game in a similar way. You listen to Rick talk, you listen to Mike Sullivan talk, and they're preaching a lot of the same things with a lot of similar personnel and a lot of similar challenges as the Flyers have iced the puck. These games between these two teams this year should probably take on this personality for all 4.
I mean, this is going to be interesting. It's the first of 4 meetings between the Rangers and the Flyers, and you can absolutely see a battle for the wild card come down between these two at the end of the year, given the trajectory, given the personnel of these teams. The Flyers looking for their first playoff bid since 2020. They lost to the Islanders in 7 games in the second round that year. They have not been to a playoff series in front of fans since 2018.
And I'll tell you what, a Rangers-Flyers playoff series would be those in the history of this rivalry have been great, and that would be just awesome to see that renewed.
That hasn't happened in a long time. Trocheck down the left wing boards, tied up.
I'll never forget that one in '86, that 5-gamer when the Rangers upset the Flyers and made their march all the way to the Prince of Wales Conference.
Huge hit. Will Borgen on Bobby Brink knocks him off his feet. Borgen getting the crowd going with a big hit.
And Brink coming off slowly.
We've already seen Travis Sanheim, by the way, go down the tunnel for Philadelphia to get some repairs after taking that puck off the face. So both teams short a player. JT Miller down the tunnel for the Rangers after taking a big open ice hit off his shoulder from Nick Seeler. Outlet pass up the right wing. Sherry and Laba will pursue. Laba in the right wing corner. Sherry joining the fray along with Carrick. Sherry walks out of the corner. Poke check by Konechny. Puck comes free. Sherry, second effort along with Carrick. As they battle for the puck, Carrick wins out. Swats it to the near boards. Robertson on the pinch. Cycles for Carrick. Carrick darts out of the corner. Marked the whole way by Emil Andre. Pushed to the kick plate behind the net. Rangers still battling on their forecheck. Robertson on a pinch. Zegras gets there. Couldn't clear. Lob towards goal on the backhand. Near side by Carrick. Pawed down by Erson. Chipped up the far boards by Zegras. Back to the neutral zone. Rangers will make a change. They crank the puck in. 5:18 remaining. Third period. Rangers trail the Flyers 4-3 at the Garden. Outlet from Philadelphia up the near wall. Down for an icing out of the reach of Couturier. And a face-off back in the Flyers zone.
Both teams have just made a change, so everybody will be pretty fresh. Bobby Brink taking a huge hit from Will Borgen. A little bit of a nacho crunch there as Borgen from the St. Cloud State Huskies, Brink from the Denver Pioneers, 2 teams that compete in the NCHC, which we have affectionately nicknamed the Nacho.
Face off to the right of Samuel Erson. As Philadelphia won the drop of the puck. Rangers outside the circle, able to control the draw. Here's Gavrikov marching in down the left wing. Pinches, connects with Panarin. Far corner, Panarin shielding the puck from Jamie Drysdale. Walks up the wall. He and Drysdale wrangling for position. Rangers keep it. Zibanejad chips it down low for Lafreniere. Around it goes. Morrow, far boards for Lafreniere in the corner. Hard pass over the tape of Panarin. Drysdale, tight turn behind the net. Flips the puck up the far wall, and it's knocked out of the zone by Philadelphia. Here's Couturier applying the brakes, left wing side, shoots it off the outside of the goal. Tippett now battling behind the net. He and Gavrikov along the backboards. Now Zibanejad joins the fray, trying to jam after the puck. Finally, the Rangers win out as Gavrikov spins Tippett off the puck.
What a job by Gavrikov in his own zone. First to contain Tippett on the rush, and then win that battle along the wall.
York up the middle. His outlet deflected in by Noah Cates. To the near corner, Cates trying to shield from Robertson. Chips a puck for Brink. Brink walks below the goal line. Feeds Cates, left wing corner. Up to the blue line it goes. Andre sends it down low once again for Cates. Cycling for Brink. Brink dealing with Trocheck. Shields the puck. Turns to the wall. Brink walks out for the corner. Feeds the point. Andre a one-timer blocked in front. Loose puck. Off his feet is Cates, and Cooley swoops in to take control.
Great stick by Robertson in front of the net to save a goal.
Neutral zone. Rangers take over. Trocheck steps up through center. Gains the line. Left wing. Hands it off Robertson. Softly plays it back behind. Will Cooley in pursuit on the forecheck. Now Trocheck in the far corner, along with Connor Sherry. Remember, JT Miller unavailable. That's why Cooley's up on this line. Robertson pinches down the left wing. Keeps the puck in. Now battles in the corner. Engages with his check against Andre, who's been out there for a long shift. Sherry, near boards, flips a pass across off of Philadelphia's stick. And wrists the line and lifts it into the crowd. It's going to be a delay of game against Philadelphia, and the Rangers will have an opportunity. 3 minutes exactly remaining on the third period clock, and a power play to come for New York. An argument from Ristolainen, but he's being sent to the box. Rangers trail by 1. Power play coming.
Philadelphia, number 55, 2 minutes for delay of game.
We'll step aside. Rangers looking for the tying goal when we come back. Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Ready to let the good times cruise? Then you need a Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, a proud partner of the New York Rangers. Made with real iced tea, real vodka, and no bubbles. It's one wildly refreshing drink. Sun Cruiser goes great with the sun, the sand, the snow, and anywhere else your adventures take you. Stop by Sharky's Clifton in Clifton and enjoy a cold Sun Cruiser while watching any of the New York Rangers games. Sun Cruiser Beverage Company, Boston, Massachusetts. All nutritionals based on 12-ounce serving. Please drink responsibly.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days. So don't wait. Hurry into your local Honda dealer where you can find clearance deals on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Pilot, or Ridgeline. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord, a 4.49% APR on a 2025 Pilot, or a 0.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details.
Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, are here to help with your heat and water heating needs. Hockey season is the perfect time to replace that beast in your basement, that old, inefficient boiler, with a highly efficient Peerless boiler. It's a perfect match for homes, apartments, commercial buildings, you name it. Get all the heat you need efficiently and save on your energy bill all year long. Learn more about the entire Peerless Boiler family of products and to find a local installer near you. Just visit peerlessboilers.com, and remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers.
Hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Peerless Boilers are the world's best-built boilers. 3 minutes exactly on the third period clock. Flyers 4, Rangers 3. Rangers to the power play. Delay of game for Rasmus Ristolainen. Chance for the Rangers to tie the game. Vincent Trocheck on this faceoff. Wins it cleanly against Couturier. Plays it to the point. Scott Morrow quarterbacking. Right side with Panarin. Top right circle. Panarin with 2. Centers. Trocheck shot blocked by Sealer down to one knee out in front. Cooley moves the puck up the boards. Kept by Morrow. Walks the line. Feeds it off the near wall. Zibanejad. Touch pass back to Morrow left point. Morrow. Slap pass for Zibanejad. Left circle. Back up top for Morrow. Morrow surveys. Zibanejad unloads. Scores! Mika Zibanejad, a one-time blast on the power play, and this game is tied.
He got his money's worth and a bonus chip on that one. What a shot by Zibanejad off a really good pass from Scotty Morrow up top. Rangers in possession. They win a couple of races in the offensive zone to keep the puck alive. Morrow and Zibanejad played catch until Morrow could set ZBJ up with a big one-timer. But I'll tell you something. Right before this goal happened, right before that shot, there was a cross-ice pass. Zibanejad was up towards the top of the circle. He altered where he was because he knew the pass was coming on a bad angle and he wanted to take it off the wall, which meant he could get better possession of it on his forehand to move it back to Morrow instead of risking picking it up where it was coming to. That play by Zibanejad created everything else that came after it.
Rangers convert on the power play, and it's a brand new game. With under 2.5 to go in the third, the Rangers have tied the score 4-4. Sherry to send the puck in to the left wing corner. Labo on the forecheck. Crashing in his Carrick as well. Along the backboards. Dug free by Andre. Carrick's second effort. Konechny with the steal, and he banks it out to the neutral zone.
Good job by Gavrikov. Early engaged on the left wing side so that puck didn't go all the way out.
Zegras on the re-entry. Down the middle. Pass right wing. Konechny slides it along the wall. All the way to Sealer at the left point. To the middle and Andre. Wrist shot. Stick saved by Shesterkin. Losing an edge is Sherry. Flyers take over. Sealer. Wrist shot off the glove of Shesterkin. And off the backboards. High lift from Schneider to the red line. Settled down by Philadelphia. And Bobby Brink tried to lift it over the stick of Trocheck. Slowed down the entry. Philadelphia has to tag up. Brink gloves. Neutral zone. Stick check by Trocheck. And he'll try to bounce one defensively. Going the wrong direction, though. Allows Owen Tippett to walk in with a shot. He missed the net. Brink overskates it along the near boards. His stick lifted by Perreault. Now Philadelphia back to get it in their own end with 1:05 remaining in the third period. And a tie game 4-4. Steal. Panarin near boards. Panarin drags with the puck. Slides just over the blue line. Robertson has to track back and get it. His pass deflected in the neutral zone. Picked up by Denver Berkey. 2 assists in his NHL debut. Moved to the far wall by Morrow. Philadelphia keeps it. Drysdale wrist shot. Zipped wide of the target looking stick side. 42 seconds. Rangers out of the zone. Lafreniere to shoot it in. Around it goes. Cut off by Erson. Plays it up the far wall over a couple of sticks. Barkey, an outlet back to the red line. And Couturier to dump it in. Glove by Shesterkin. Played to the near boards. Panarin chops it back out. 23 seconds left in regulation. Ristolainen back in his own zone with Sealer. They'll regroup. Now connecting. 15 seconds. Sealer over the red line. He'll shoot it in. Around the boards. Handled by Gavrikov. Steers it along for Schneider. Up the far wall. Carrick to lift it out. 5 seconds left. It dribbles all the way down. And the Rangers, with 2 goals in the third period, have come back to tie this game and send it to overtime.
Huge comeback by the Rangers in the third period, and it's capped off by Mika Zibanejad on the power play with a one-timer through the wickets of the goaltender Samuel Erson. The Rangers earned their point in this one. They were down after giving up 4 goals in the second period. They looked down and out, and they have crawled off the mat with a pretty gutsy comeback.
And now for the 6th time in 10 games this month, and for the 2nd straight game, the Rangers will head to an extra period looking to pick up another point. Rangers are 6-4 in games decided by overtime this season. For Philadelphia, this will be their 14th game this season decided by overtime, although far more of theirs have wound up in a shootout than decided by 3-on-3. And the Rangers don't want to go there because Trevor Zegras has been money in the skills competition, so they'll try to win it as they have in a good chunk of their overtime games here this season in 3-on-3.
How ironic. J.T. Miller has been their overtime hero with 3 goals and an assist. In overtime, he is not available as he went down the tunnel with a apparent left shoulder injury earlier in period number 3.
So they do a shovel of the ice. We'll clean things up and we'll get going in 3-on-3 overtime.
By the way, Alex, a lot of snow in the Flyer zone. One of those ways you can always tell without the offensive zone meter that we are certainly privy to computer-wise. You take a look at where they're starting to move snow around, and if there's a big buildup in one end, you know territorially one team had an advantage, and Rangers had a real good third period territorially.
I will tell you what, wins and losses aside, the fans here at Madison Square Garden have been getting their money's worth lately with all these games going to the extra session. A win over Montreal in overtime, 5-4 on December 13th. A couple overtime losses to the Avalanche or the Golden Knights. A win over the Dallas Stars on December 2nd. And another overtime game here today in this Metropolitan Division rivalry against the Philadelphia Flyers. The unit for the Rangers to begin. Again, as you mentioned, no JT Miller. So it's Panarin, Zibanejad, and Gavrikov.
And you just watch the Flyers just shuffle their whole bench, so they know exactly who they want next. They got their pairs plus D all set up. It's the long change, so they got everybody situated where they want to. With the Flyers bench a second ago, just looked like a fire drill with everybody running around.
It's Couturier, Zegras, and York. The three for Philadelphia. Sticks down, puck dropped at center ice. Rangers win the face-off forward. It's Panarin pursuing, and the stick is slashed out of the hands and broken in two on Cam York. The Rangers take an offensive zone penalty in overtime, just 8 seconds in, and Philadelphia.
New York, number 10, 2 minutes for slashing.
Philadelphia has a power play right off the hop here in overtime.
Panarin was pursuing a loose puck. There is no way this is a slash. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it is. I thought he wouldn't put a stick down over the other stick just for possession purposes, but he did come down with a bit of a chop close enough to the bottom hand to make it count. I thought that was more blade on blade, but it was a little bit higher on the stick, and yeah, that does meet the letters of the law.
Yeah, just over. It's basically on the halfway up the shaft. So it'll be a power play for Philadelphia. They call a timeout. For the Flyers, this will be their fourth power play of the afternoon. They are 2 for 3 so far. The power play goals from Trevor Zegras and Travis Sanheim.
So obviously the number one thing that has to happen here if you're the Rangers is win the opening faceoff. First faceoff here is imperative. The faceoff is going to be on the right wing dot for the Rangers, which is a bonus for them because the only left-handed center they have is Miller. He's out. Everybody else is a righty. So at the very least, you can get a player that's on their strong side to take this draw. Part two is, even if you win the draw, you don't necessarily have to ice it that quick because 4-on-3 different than 5-on-4. You can maintain some possession and play two-pass for a while to kill some time.
Face off near dot to the right of Shesterkin in the Rangers zone. Flyers getting themselves organized. Couturier, Zegras, York, Konechny, the unit. Couturier, the Flyers captain in his 14th NHL season against Vincent Trocheck. Sticks down, puck drop. Couturier wins it. York, blue line, across. Zegras, top of the right circle. And now York sets up high slot. Back to Zegras. Zegras walks out to the blue line, gliding, scanning, surveying, passing Konechny left circle. Konechny walks out to the top of the circle. Konechny slides a pass for Zegras. Right side, Zegras, stick handling, dancing, feeds Couturier. Back out high for York. His pass off the heel of Konechny's stick. He recovers before Schneider can poke it out. Konechny, diagonal feed to Zegras. Up top, York, wrist shot, trapped by Shesterkin with his glove. No rebound.
Nice save by Shesterkin on a shot from the right wing face-off dot. And when you're in a situation like this, 4-on-3, as an offensive team, you're playing 1 up and 2 back, which means there's going to be an opposing forward in front of the net wide open. That's the guy you almost want to leave alone because technically he's the goalie's guy, and he's got the least productive shooting position of anybody because he's so close to the goalie. There's not a lot of room to move, so he's the one you could leave to the goaltender.
Face-off win for Couturier, settled by Zegras, far boards. Flyers making a partial change. Zegras across, and a shot from Konechny. A one-timer ripples the outside of the net. That was a pretty good look for Konechny from the near circle. Zegras feeds it down low. Michkov back for Zegras. Up top, York. Touch pass. Back to Zegras. Back to York. Back to Zegras. Zegras curls, high slot, stick handling. Passes Konechny. Touch feed for York. He'll hand it off Zegras. Darts to the outside. Zegras feeds Michkov down low. 53 seconds left on the power play in overtime. Tied at 4. Michkov walks out. Right wing circle, curls, high slot, feeds Zegras down low, bottom of the circle, back to Michkov up top, starting, stopping, starting again, stick handling, passing for Zegras. Zegras across the seam, Konechny shot looking for the glove side, he missed the net. Michkov keeps the zone, slings it down low, Zegras, high cycle, Zegras curls out to the blue line, 25 seconds left in the power play. Challenged by Zibanejad, got a piece of the pass, York held it in at the right point. Feeds it down low. Michkov, right circle. Drifts out high. Hands it off. York down low. A chance on the back door for Konechny. Shesterkin got a piece. Zegras now, top of the left circle. Hands it off Konechny. Drifts out blue line. Final seconds of the power play. Konechny across. Michkov, stick handling. Right circle, looking for a target. Slips it to York, top of the zone. Across Konechny. Konechny back down low for Michkov as Panarin's out of the box. Pass for Zegras. Doorstep knifed away. Gavrikov with a defensive stand. Rangers kill off the penalty in overtime. Panarin with fresh legs after sitting for 2. Panarin moves into the attacking zone with 2 goals today. He'll button hook and wait for support to arrive. The Rangers make a change. 4-on-4 until the next whistle. 2.5 remaining in overtime. Robertson off the bench. Centering. Panarin holding. Shooting. Shoulder save. Ersson. Rebound push to the far boards. Panarin has it. Tried to go across the seam. Cut off by the Flyers. Konechny long into his shift. Will dart behind the net. And Philadelphia will get reset.
And Konechny is calling for the Cavalry to come replace him. Rangers with a tremendous job on their PK. They didn't give the Flyers anything at all. Great structure.
Konechny will head off to the bench. Tip it in. Left wing. Poke check. Rangers get possession back. 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Will Borgen leave it for Trocheck. Rangers with 2 in the third coming back to tie and send this game to the extra period. Trocheck darts in. Right wing around Cates. Lost the handle. Sanheim possesses. As Michkov tried to work it around the boards. Trocheck lingering. Kept his stick on the ice. And nearly was able to deflect that puck. Now here's Denver Barkey in his NHL debut. Multi-point game for the 20-year-old. Sauces over a stick, connects with Emil Andre, and resets with Barkey. This all going on in the Flyers zone. Now an outlet for Couturier through center. Hands it off Ristolainen. Off the rush. Give and go. Couturier couldn't get the redirect. Rangers possess. Zibanejad. Cross-size pass. Connects with Lafreniere. On left wing. He has Morrow with him. Lafreniere cuts to the middle. Feeds Zibanejad right side. Back across Schneider with 1:05 left in overtime. They'll back it out of the zone. Morrow in the neutral zone will drift back. Rangers are readying a change. Zibanejad off. Panarin on. Lafreniere off. Rangers give away the puck, and Zegras draws a penalty in the neutral zone. He's tripped up. Sold it well. And Philadelphia will have their second power play of overtime. Scott Morrow takes his second penalty.
New York, number 60, 2 minutes for tripping.
Beg your pardon, it's his first penalty of the afternoon, but the Rangers have their second penalty of overtime.
And for Morrow, just another ill-advised pass up the middle of the ice across the neutral zone, which got picked off clean by Zegras. One of Zegras' teammates going to give it to him better, and Morrow was forced to pull Zegras down with a trip. So Morrow with a bad turnover, and now a bad penalty of the Flyers with 50.8 seconds to go. Get another kick at it with the man advantage.
Both teams have used their timeout. Philadelphia with their 5th power play of the afternoon. They've scored twice. Couturier against Trocheck on the draw. Sticks down. Puck drop. Battled for. Trocheck goes low. Forces it to the near boards. Time ticking off the clock. 45 seconds. York holds it in left point. Cam York surveying. Passing. Konechny left side. Konechny looking for a target. Feeds York up top. York holds. Swings it across. Zegras. Wrist shot. Blocker save. Shesterkin. And the rebound collected by Schneider. He'll rifle it down ice.
Why not go to the blocker? They've scored 3 out of their 4 on his blocker. And Shesterkin with a huge blocker save.
20 seconds remaining in regulation. Zegras flying in. Curls to the outside. He'll pick up the puck. Far wall. Zegras passes to the point. York dishing. Zegras one-timer block. Rangers to the loose puck. Trocheck couldn't clear. Konechny fighting through the check. 5 seconds left. Far boards. Konechny in the corner. Passes behind the net. One last chance. Michkov runs out of time. The horn sounds. And this game will head to a shootout. The Rangers survive 2 penalties in overtime to force a shootout.
And a huge blocker save by Shesterkin at the end. Sometimes your goalie's got to be your best penalty killer. He was on that particular shot, but the Rangers PK, as you and I were talking about a second ago, has been so good at not allowing the Flyers to get to the inside. Everything on a 4-on-3 was outside the perimeter, which is almost unheard of for an offensive team, especially in a one-shot scenario here like in overtime. But the Rangers were so good at making sure that nothing got through the seam, because as you and I both know, that first seam pass that gets through, that's when toe caps start turning to the net. That's when you start puck watching, and that's when you lose everything behind you. And I'm really impressed at how New York didn't let that happen.
So for the Rangers, it's the second time this year that they've had a game decided by a shootout. For Philadelphia, this is their 8th. A 5-2 record. Philadelphia has the most games decided by the shootout and the most shootout wins in the NHL. So, they'll do a dry scrape, another shovel of the ice, and we'll set things up for the skills competition.
Goaltending-wise, you got to go advantage Rangers, as Shesterkin is an excellent breakaway goalie. And in terms of the skill side of it, Panarin and Zegras certainly will be worth the price of admission here on the penalty shot scenario.
Rangers will shoot first, and it's Artemi Panarin.
See, I like that. I like your big gun setting the tone.
Panarin career shootouts, 27 for 47, 57%. Well above average. Panarin cuts in on left wing, moves to the middle, forehand, backhand, score. Absolute beauty for the Breadman, who has 2 goals this afternoon, and now the first in the shootout.
Remember the penalty shot he had the other night where he came in the same way and he went to the stick side of the goalie. This time he sold the stick side, same move. Urson stayed with him, so he went to his backhand real quick and tucked it home.
Now Trevor Zegras, who is 4 for 6 this season, career 63% in the shootout. And he will deliberately, slowly take this to the right side. Start his motor, move in, stick handle, shoot, stick save by Shesterkin, closing the 5-hole. 1-0 Rangers after 1 round.
Zegras got a little too cute, a little too overhandled. And once he finally got into a scoring spot, Shesterkin was in a great gap to close it down, force Zegras to shoot it through the legs and couldn't do it.
Vincent Trocheck will take it next. 38% in his career in the shootout. 1 for 1 this season. Trocheck takes it to the right side, cuts in the middle, fires, scores! Vincent Trocheck beats Erson cleanly over the pad under the blocker.
2 guys with big goals in the game get big goals in the shootout. The hot stick continues for Trocheck. Walk down the right wing side, move towards the middle, and from the off wing went across and under the right pad of Erson.
Now Konechny, who for his career, not a great shootout taker, just 20%. A save by Shesterkin ends the game. Konechny, 1 for 3 on the year. Picks up the puck at center ice. Drifts out, right side, moves in. Toe drag, hit the crossbar. Game over. Rangers win. The Rangers come back from down 2 in the 3rd period. Tie it late on the power play and win it in dramatic fashion in a shootout.
Right off the crossbar. Shesterkin closed the gap on Konechny and had the stick in a poke check position so that Konechny couldn't go anywhere with it. And he had to shoot it. It wasn't a great shot. And it hits the crossbar. And the Rangers with a huge win. This is a huge, not only because of the fact that it was at home, this is just a huge win because they were dead and buried midway through this game. And they found it within themselves, minus J.T. Miller, to kill 2 penalties in overtime and win it after being down 2 late.
Stick salute at center ice from the Rangers, who pick up not only a massive home victory, winning back-to-back now, but a 3rd period multi-goal comeback. 3rd time they've had a multi-goal comeback victory this year. 4th time they've had a 3rd period comeback victory this year. They rescue not only 1 point, but 2 points as they defeat the Flyers 5-4 in a shootout. And now the Rangers have tied the Boston Bruins with 40 points. Philadelphia gets a point, so they remain in the final wild card spot in the Eastern Conference for the time being. But the Rangers have steadily been climbing back up the standings and are now 1 point out of a playoff spot after this victory here this afternoon.
This was a game that the Rangers stuck with it. It's almost that simple. I thought early on they were really good. I thought late they were really good. They lost their way through the middle. Remember the old philosophy, hey, can you play 45 good ones and not get caved in the other 15? They got caved in, but they found a way in the time where they were the better team of the game to score some goals. And where did they score their goals? They got a one-timer on the power play. They got a couple of greasy ones in tight. And I just think that their offensive game, despite the fact that they're not scoring in bunches, they're getting opportunities.
2 goals in regulation and the deciding goal in the shootout. Number 10, Artemi Panarin.
That's the 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star to Philadelphia, and Denver Barkey with a multi-assist game in his debut. Mika Zibanejad, the number 2 star, and the number 1 star of the game, Artemi Panarin, who comes back after missing the last game with illness. He has his team leading 12th and 13th goals of the season. The Rangers defeat the Flyers 5-4 in a shootout. What a victory on home ice as the Rangers set off for a 2-game trip to end the pre-Christmas portion of their schedule. They'll be in Nashville tomorrow night, and Alex Thomas will have the call tomorrow with Dave Starman on many of these same stations. Coming up, Pat O'Keefe in our Hudson Square studios with the postgame show. We'll have highlights and reaction from the Rangers dressing room, along with the coach's report and Mike Sullivan's postgame press conference. Rangers 5, Flyers 4 in a shootout. What a victory for the Rangers here on home ice. You're listening to New York Rangers hockey on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Today on Sirius XM Sports.
College football playoffs round 1 continues as the Texas A&M Aggies are home versus the Miami Hurricanes. Will the Aggies' 12th man affect Canes quarterback Carson Beck? Catch all the play-by-play and analysis right now on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here. Historic hockey moments on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
On December 3rd, 1987, an emotional ceremony and surprise in Boston for Espo.
What this young man did tonight.